Alright everyone, welcome back to Zelda Speedruns 2. Today we have our monthly restream of the DDR rule set. We have not had this in quite some time. We have been going through our tournament for Season 1. And I will not spoil, but if you'd like to see the playlist, they are up on YouTube. So now that we are back into our weekly settings, we are looking at potentially new hints, I don't know, tricks, something. If you are in the main Discord, we have a 17-page document of all the things that we are proposed changing. And today only, we are looking at the goal hints. So these were developed by Meraxis and used mostly by Cubs Rule in the Blitz settings. So be patient with us, as we have a lot more reading to do today. But anyway, runners are off. Welcome to my co-commentator, Dobby Digital.
Hello, hello.
Reading in 2021. Yes, indeed.
So probably, as we start with all DDR stuff, it's time for the spiel. If you are just joining us from and aren't familiar with the DDR rule set, DDR is a glitched rule set between standard and no and ROM warp that bans some of those powerful glitches in the game while allowing low quality of life stuff. The main restrictions you are going to be seeing here is that they're going to need to enter dungeons more or less the intended way, as well as they're going to need to, or they're not allowed to clip into any boss rooms. So you're not going to see any BK skips or anything like that. You also will not be seeing anything like item manipulation, ROM warping, or bomb hovering are the main three. We posted a little bit earlier, but just in case, you can check out the full list of everything that's allowed and not allowed on the link there.
Alright, so in addition to that, so as I was saying, that most of the settings, actually I lied, all of these settings other than hints are pretty much the exact same that we have in our weekly, so that means we still have variable dungeon rewards for bridge and boss key. So very much similar that we will be seeing most of our runners go to Deku Tree because we started with a stone. So 50-50 chance that we need or we're going to be getting a medallion from Deku Tree, but it's still super quick, it's accessible. We keep open Deku because Kokiri Sword is really not worth it. But we do need 1 stone to access Ganon's castle, and 5 medallions for the Ganon's boss key. And we are on a new dev version, so that means instant granted access to the boss key once you reach your 5 medallions. Thank you, Cuphead. Ooh, and here we go. Sacred Forest Meadow is on the path to Phantom Ganon. That is a goal hint. So, Phantom Ganon is going to be whatever dungeon reward. We don't know yet. However, it could mean that it is a song or an item. This is using logic. Previously, our path hints were using no logic. And that is something that we're going to try and adopt of actually listening to potentially logical progression. Who knew? That's actually a thing.
Logic? I've never heard of this.
Yeah, so Sacred Forest Meadow has 2 songs and an item. We do not shuffle scrubs. So we have Saria Song and Minuet check, and then Wolfo's Grotto. High chance that probably is going to be a song-related goal hint. Goal replaced path and wa.so. So we have 5 goal hints and 3 foolish, and the remaining are filled with our normal always and sometimes hints. So there is no longer way of the hero or path. We have gone
for this particular seed, at least.
For this particular seed, because we want to test the full impact of it.
Mm-hmm. One thing to note, how the path hints, or sorry, not path, that's how the goal hints work. In this particular case, we don't have any trials on, and so there's 2 goals that are created. There's one for getting the Rainbow Bridge, and there's one for getting the Ganon's boss key. In this particular case, you're guaranteed 1 hint for each of those 2 goals, and then the other 3 hints you'll get are completely random. They'll be either for getting the boss key or for getting the bridge. So that means we're guaranteed 1 hint for a stone dungeon. So in this particular case, I'm not sure how exactly that works. I'll have to double check because we start with a stone. It might also be deactivated in that case. But then either way we are guaranteed 1 hit for a medallion dungeon, and then the other 3 are likely to be random between the 2, unless I would need to double check how it works for if you start with a stone. I think in that case actually the goal is considered completed to begin with, but would have to verify. We'll find out when we check the hints.
Which is also why we wanted to test them. So the only thing you missed during your explanation is Frogs 2 is dead, so everyone is excited. Axe and Skulls are not having a good time today. She is trying to use the infinite sword glitch, which we've seen quite a lot of times, which is probably one of the most useful tricks in this rule set, to essentially have an infinite damage weapon. So you can just run around and things that touch you will die.
It is also particularly useful for bosses like Phantom Ganon and Ganondorf, since they are triggered to play tennis with you. But if you're stabbing every single frame, you're reflecting every single frame.
Yeah, so if you are not a fan of tennis, like I'm not, specifically if you don't have a shield, but you do require a shield for ISG, but still, even so, it definitely makes it a lot more bearable, because you could just stand there and all of the balls of light will just, like, fire back at him. You can have a very fun tennis match where you just stand and stare him down.
Just make sure not to be too close. If you are too close, it can actually go, like, over top of your infinite sword. Asder, Poggers.
Hey, Asder.
Yes, and in terms of the sanities, we basically don't have any sanities turned on, in particular our own. But so you're not going to be seeing any skull sanity, any cow sanity, scrub sanity, anything like that.
We also do not have random spawns, so that is something that standard pretty much does normally, is that they will do random spawn age and location. So we have not implemented that, but it is potentially on the table.
It is one of the settings under discussion that you can check out in the DDR S2 discussion channels. It is now an archive thread, but you can just unarchive it and check.
Skip Child Zelda has been brought up, but I guess for DDR, songs in general are kind of an interesting subject, because depending on your skill level, the only songs that you ever really want would be Zelda's Lullaby or potentially Warp songs just for faster movement. Nocturne is up to you. 1, you don't know if you need it, if you need to go to Shadow, because you have variable dungeon rewards. 2, you can hookshot jump, or you could super slide teleport, or you could do the glitchless seam walk, or wall walking as it's supposedly called. Please don't yell at me, Dotso, I will use the correct term. But either way, Zelda's Lullaby is probably the only song that you kind of want, and it can't be hinted anyway, since we have removed that. Very similar to what was done in League and most standard. But yeah, I don't know. Songs are very interesting. With goal hints, you can have Nocturne and Requiem or Storms, if it's Rowell, be hinted as a goal. Don't know how we feel about that yet. We've only had 1 seed where Nocturne was actually hinted.
We've also rolled 1 seed, so...
Yeah, we've also rolled 1 seed, and only 1 person has played that seed too, which is snarky. So, yeah. Who knows? There is a lot of things that you can do to basically help curate what you want hinted, which is what our path hints were originally. We had a very small curated list of major items that we cared about to be hinted, not logically, but just hinted. So now we're going back to the same list that Standard uses and what they consider to be important.
Yes, so just to reiterate, in case you missed it the first time, the goal hints, which are the ones that pop up as path of boss, those ones are the items that are logically required for that to beat that particular dungeon, or that particular boss specifically. In the case of ER, in our case, the 2 are synonymous. So, Path of Goma is Deku Tree.
Right.
Yeah, those that is referring to items that are logically required to beat Goma.
And now that I'm realizing it, Sacred Forest Meadow for Phantom Ganon, that definitely is going to be Saria or Minuet. Which is pretty fascinating. Unless there's, like, a hookshot in Wolfo's Grotto, which would be hilarious.
It would be hilarious, not gonna lie.
I would really laugh.
So that's the unfortunate gamble sometimes you have. We start with a stone and then go to Deku. If it's the reward they got there is basically useless to them. You only need 1 stone total in the entire thing, so don't need it.
I think you may have to PR that Dotso. So Susan is a bottled fish, or Carl, in Sage's case. However you name your fishy friend is totally up to you, but we have Susan and Carl thus far. A bottle would be on the path for Jabu, so maybe we could do it in the distro. If you would like to take an attempt or reach out to Meraxis, by all means, I can update the plan, though.
The TLDR is not really. I've kind of asked about that for Meraxis. You'd have to actually physically change the specific requirements for the goal. You can add custom goals, but that's a little wonky. It's wonky and has some weird quirks. Notably in terms of like it becomes a goal as opposed to like right now where there are 2 goals. There's one for the bridge and one for the and one for the, what are you called? Ganon's Botsky. They would all become separate goals. So instead of having those 2, which it would pick randomly between, it would end up being like, what, there are 8 dungeons? Something like that? So you'd have 8 separate goals.
There are 9? Oh. Yeah, 9.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. One of them you get for free. So there's...
Oh, the dungeon reward.
Yeah. So there should be 8 dungeons, I think.
It is too early for this.
It is
Both
way
of us
too early
have
for this.
not slept.
Sleep is overrated.
Aster, actually, yes. So that was brought up, and it will be in the form of changing the weekly time. If this day and time does not work for you, and you're interested in joining, please definitely let us know. Otherwise, it's going to be a when to meet, or just like arbitrary dates and times.
Oh, so, also, post a reminder for us if you do want to change the time. We can create a thread just so we have some idea for like the settings of what time people are actually available. If you want to ping someone, or at least let us know in the DDR settings discussion channel that you want that thread made.
Right.
I can't make it, so I mean, it's up to someone else, but someone else can do it.
Alright, and as we were discussing earlier, so the weird egg is unshuffled, so we do not have skip child Zelda, which means that you would start with the song. Malin has already moved and back at Lun Lun Ranch.
That egg
doesn't seem like
yet.
Yeah. It does not seem like there is a lot of interest in adding it. I guess because there are some that just don't care about songs, or some that are kind of indifferent about it. So I'm interested to see what the overall feedback would be about adding it. But yeah, Water Temple is on the path to Volve. And yeah, it's not barbecued yet. Thank you, Snarky, for going slow.
Oh, nice. Free shield on 30 skulls.
And look, Deku's foolish. Who'd have thunk?
That's a big feels bad, man.
Yeah. Redead in the Royal Tomb is Prelude. So, Composer Grave is Prelude. I will not call it by Royal Family Tomb. Alright, let me update hints.
Yeah, that's kind of why we wanted to make sure these hints are a fairly big change, and so that's kind of why we want to make sure to have a have some testing where we tried out these hints before we start voting about them, just so people have an awareness of what they are, how they work, what are the consequences.
It's to use Yeah, I decided to use our exclamation point path hints to document the goal hints. So if at any point in time you can't remember what some of them are, you could, as Tom is doing. No, it's exclamation point. Oh, hero's path. Sorry, exclamation point hero's path.
Without an E, because technically
there
it's
we go.
it's
E.
hero apostrophe S, but you can't put apostrophes.
We were actually just mentioning that in Dev Public Talk about syntax.
Yes, Graveyard, path to Morpha.
Okay. Interesting. Can we just make it path? I mean, you can talk to Trez.
Oh, now we've got what are our medallions? So Spirit Temple is light, Water Temple is forest, Fire Temple is fire, Forest Temple is water. Dodongo's is nice. Dodongo's is shadow, and then Spirit is shadow. So let's see. So the further hints we have already: Phantom Ganon. So that is a medallion. Volvagia is a medallion. Water is a medallion. So far, the 3 hints we've gotten have been for medallion dungeons. We will see. Is it raining? It might be.
Ooh, some ambient music.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that it won't give a stone hit as well, but we'll see.
I mean, let's see. We've had 3. There are still 2 more.
Yeah, there are 2 more. My guess is that we won't get one because we started with it, is I think how it's specifically designed to work, if I remember correctly from the code. But we will see. We'll find out after these messages. Look away on X's side.
No! Reward on pedestal, please. What does that mean? Kaka's on the path of what?
Raru?
No! Temple of Time way... No. No, Temple of Time is on the path of something. That does hint. Yeah, I was not happy to see the Teku tree. Bullish. You guys can't see her, but yeah. Ooh, lens.
Also, I would like to tell people ahead of time, just in case, Shira rolled this seed. It wasn't me.
You posted it, though.
Yeah, I posted it, which I did think was very clever, so then people will think that I rolled it. But just to set the record straight, it's Shira's fault.
No. That's not how this works. That's not how this works.
If free reward was given when you pull the sword, it can be locked behind Song of Time because door. That would be an interesting thing if it was like, you know, vanilla, where you only get the light medallion after you like pull the Master Sword. That could be cool. That would end up being something pretty interesting.
I thought that was brought up before, though.
It has been. I don't remember why it hasn't been done, other than because no one has done it.
I mean, does it require a permanent flag? That's the issue, and like maybe that's the problem.
Well, there's Saria's song, so that's our access to Sacred Forest Meadow right there. So that's interesting because I don't know what other, unless it could be a Song of Time in Sacred Forest Meadow.
Oh my god! You know what would be the worst logic if it's hover boots to get to to get to Forest Floor Master. I would die because this is where people that know logic can be rewarded. And also very painfully is what are the things that are in logic to get something? You do need a hookshot, bow, and strength. So your forest starter kit. However, depending on key logic, you may require hover boots to get access to the courtyard where Shadow. Oh my god! I want to say Shadow Floormaster so much. Oh my god, where the Forest Floormaster is. It's key related, Dotso. This is heavily logic. And this is where playing random settings, you get rewarded because you get to know obscure logic and then hate the game even more.
And yes, the path of accents are entirely based on logic, 100%.
And also chains too. So it could be a very long chain. So imagine spirit logic on steroids.
Yeah, path of Twinrova. Just good luck.
What could it be? Is it a bottle? Because that actually happened for us before on a Wath bottle.
Yeah.
No one understood that.
Is it for long shot? Is it for a fire source? Who knows?
Oh my god. Yeah. That would be hilarious. I hope it is hovers now, just because that would be the best logic, like, of all time. And yeah, Asdr, that is true. It can be fire arrows.
Fire arrows that are basically unnecessary because it's like, oh, there's a key on child side left. And so you need a fire source or something weird like that.
Thought so you wouldn't do that. Actually, you would, but don't. I mean, yes, that is true. Thank you, Trick Monkey.
Yeah, I actually don't know what happens if you try to gen these goal hints with no logic. I honestly don't know what happens.
Ooh, wait, Ooh. French vanilla! My hover stream is alive! Alright, so Graveyard on the Path of Morpha having a hook shot makes a lot of sense, because that gives you a long shot somewhere.
I think standard S5, they're actually considering enabling fire air entry, or allowing it. It's not really enabling, but allowing fire air entry.
It's paired with gold scale entry as well. So gold scale entry into water and fire air entry into shadow are paired together of being allowed or disallowed. Which is very fascinating. But who needs fire arrows or a fire source or magic at all when you have glitch damage value? Said no one ever.
Pressing A is the most difficult trick in the entire game. Especially when it comes to side hopping. Side hopping true final boss.
I'm so sad. Both of these players bought a shield.
Not shame.
I'm gonna end restream now. Thanks, guys, for watching. We're gonna go raid Axe, so give her some love. No, I'm just kidding. I mean, also, like, only slight.
I mean, it is a very small slight that you should not take personally. Not gonna lie, I was expecting to get kicked there. I'm kind of surprised I wasn't. Happily surprised, not lying, but surprised.
But you know what? It didn't cross my mind. I just kind of stared at the screen and like tuned it out. Maybe that's the trick, is that I have to make you feel the anticipation of being kicked before actually doing it when you least expect it.
Just 20 minutes later.
Be like, what was this for? And you're like, you already know.
And I'd be like, no, I don't remember. I have the attention span of a goldfish during restream.
Oh man. Asdr, while I appreciate the joke, don't entice him, please.
Please, Asdr is almost as bad, if not worse than me. Just. There we go.
Interesting. So Snarky going to make a Ganon's Castle play. So inside Ganon's Castle, believe it or not, in the testy that I rolled, I think actually had the entire inside Ganon's Castle foolish, which is amazing and a huge hint. But also just wow. But you can unload the light trial block in this rule set through multiple different methods. You could side hop over the Scrubs loading zone 18 or 19 times. You could Yes, you can unload from the Spirit Trial entrance. Yep, so Snarky is doing this method. Or, if you had explosives, you could clip your way behind the block. So, even if you don't have ZL, you still get all of your 7 checks, or 8. 7? No, 7. 7 checks from Light Trial. You get Forest Trial, Water Trial for free. Because they have a hook shot, they can get the first Shadow Trial. So with the new sometimes hints, Shadow Trial Gold Gauntlets chest is a hintable item, which is the worst text to read because you're like, what does this mean? It's very weird. But there are more sometimes hints in the pool. Maybe we'll see a couple of them. But ultimately, there's a lot of things you can do in Ganon's castle. So being accessible with just 1 stone doesn't hurt to go take a look. You can go all the way up to the Gilded Chest as well in the very center. That has sometimes had progression, which also feels bad. But if you're not a fan of Ganon's castle being an early play at all, that is something we're looking at evaluating. So, seems like there is consensus. People are okay with it the way it is right now with just 1 stone. We could increase this to like 2 dungeon rewards, so you don't have to have specifically a stone. You could have 2 medallions. You could have 4 medallions. We could even do Vanilla Bridge. Like right now, Co-op is doing Vanilla Bridge. Or you could have it not at all. So if you have a strong opinion, please let us know.
And to note, I think Snarky, it failed there. I don't think Snarky was far enough into the room. You have to be at the point where they're unloaded in the scrub room, but when you side hop, they'll be loaded again. And I don't think Snarky was far enough, is I think what happened. It's also going to Ganon's castle. The starting settings for this rando. So the main settings that you're going to notice here, there's 1 stone to access Ganon's castle, which is why they're here right now. And then they'll need 5 medallions for the Ganon's BK. Other than that, if you check out, I think this might have the thing. No, that just has the rule set. So
exclamation point settings.
It's settings.
Yes.
I forget which one it is. That one has the full thing. That's might be out of date though, because that's for 6.0.85. But you can check that out, and I'll have the full list. But yeah, the main things that you'll notice here are 1 stone bridge, 5 medallion, Ganon BK. That also doesn't. It says it's using the DDR hint distro. That's currently a lie. We're using a test thing right now.
Right, and the Plando is in the DDR announcements channel. So what you could do is just load the preset on dev for the DDR weekly, and enable Randomizer and insert the text file or JSON, and roll a test seed yourself. You don't have to do anything super fancy. You don't require an offline build. So everyone, please use the Randomizer. It is super cool. Yeah, and Ganon's Castle is a whole lot of nothing. Maybe this is another one with it being barren.
I don't think it can be barren because it had bottle.
Oh, barren. True.
But it's not bad, but it's not really good either.
Well, we haven't seen Light Trial yet because Snarky failed the first time, or did she go back and I missed it?
It looks like she's going back to do it now.
Okay, so we still have our Light Trial presence.
Yeah, I don't think you're far enough. That looks better.
Nah, it looks better. I think she could be a little further over. I usually start at the very edge just to be super safe. But also, counting is hard.
Counting is hard. I think if you go here directly, you need to side hop left 19 times. I usually do it after clearing, and then it's 18.
Right. Yeah.
And then you enter Shadow Trial. You can usually tell when you enter Shadow Trial if you've gotten it, because the chest that's normally in Shadow Trial will be gone.
Mm-hmm. And here we're going to see an alternate method, which is probably the easiest, but also a little bit more risky, is just going in and out of Spirit Trial several times. So you have to do this 19 times, I think. However, you do have to be careful. It is highly possible to unload the the chests, and in that case, you have to reload the dungeon. So a little bit more risky. So definitely, when you get closer to your total number count, look to see if the pillar is still there before going in and out. So you can see Axe starting to look because you don't want to unload all of your chests.
And one thing also to note with this method that Axe is doing, if you've already cleared the spirit trial, so the rupees are gone, it will take longer because it's reloading fewer things. What's actually happening is that it's reloading several times the beams that are in the center pillar, and so that's like filling up all of the memory, and it's not able to load the giant rock that's blocking access to the light trial.
Yes, and also a reminder, thank you to our 2 trackers behind the scenes today, Tomatalk and Quagsire. Oh, and look! Oh, rip my dream of hovers in Sacred Forest Meadow. Is excited then sad. Oh, and free shield!
Free shield.
Yes. That would have been the shield I got. And light arrows. Alright, this is very interesting. Ganon's Castle.
Way of the hero for this seed would be nuts.
As Axe literally just got Deku seeds. Funny. Haha. But yeah, that certainly is something. Light arrows can't be lost, correct?
No, light arrows can't be lost, but the 3 strengths to get in there can be.
And probably will be somewhere, so Sacred Forest Meadow maybe a strength then?
We don't have a goal for light arrows, so we won't have them. We shouldn't have them in theory in any of our goal hints. They could be if we have trials on, because then you would need light arrows in order to do trials. But in this case, we don't. So it shouldn't be required. We shouldn't get any goal hints for things required for the strength there. But it does mean that logically, strength 3 is required. That is correct. We just won't get a hint for it in theory.
What Song of Time? Was Song of Time on ZL? Yes, it was. Actually, no. Song of Time was on Malin? Was Saria on ZL?
Saria was on Windmill.
Okay. Saria was on Windmill. Since Song of Time was ZL, then yes. Since Axe was the only one to have gone there. I find it very interesting that Axe and Snarky are basically following around each other.
Yeah, very similar routing here. The early Deku is a pretty common play, so that's not too surprising. But going Ganon's Castle afterwards is less common.
Mm-hmm.
We did show, though, I think in our recent, for the settings discussion, we did check out, like, how often certain areas have useful items. And I think, if I remember correctly, inside Ganon's Castle was actually loaded a ton of the time.
Well, I mean, it's a lot of available checks super early. The amount of times we found our first bomb bags or explosives in here is too high. Interesting. Snarky going back child. Is she going to go bottom of the well, maybe?
Bottom of the well would be an interesting play without explosives, Zelda's Lullaby, or like any indication it's open. It would there's a chance you could find something good, but at this point, there's like nothing kind of pointing you in that direction, unless I missed a goal hint for it.
No, well, we still have Graveyard, but we found a hookshot already. Water and Sacred Forest Meadow, so it looks like she may be cleaning up Child and then doing 3-song to see what Sacred Forest Meadow has potentially. Although, since we already have Saria's Song, which she does have as well, It's highly unlikely that Phantom Ganon wants a song, considering we have the only other song that matters to reach him. So it has to be the item in Wolfos Grotto, which we don't have any way of accessing yet.
And I guess it is a good point for the graveyard goal for Morpha. It is a hook shot, which is required in every single seed to logically beat Morpha, because you need long shot.
And since we do have hovers, that long shot is basically not really important anymore.
Nope.
So in this rule set, in order to reach Morpha, you need a long shot or explosives plus hovers, or a hammer plus hovers. Hovers are pretty critical so that you don't do an actual literal hover across the gap. You can do a super slide, you could do a mega side hop slide, you can do a hammer slide using hovers to reach. Otherwise, you do need the long shot. So, we'll see. Graveyard could still have iron boots, too. That's a potential. We could have just been lucky.
It is possible. We can sometimes get lucky and have just found a different item that can be path for it, and they just happen to be in the same spot. But we at least have found one item that we know is required for it.
Yeah, but we found Song of Time at ZL, so it's not going to be that. Tunic was turned off, yes, because we excluded Zelda's Lullaby, Ruto's Letter, the Goron Tunic, and Zero Tunic from being hinted, because that is what we've had in our current distribution. So we kept that a little bit consistent so that we don't have what we consider to be bait items. And yes, you did hear correctly, we do not include Ruto's Letter, even though Jabu is not a medallion this time. If it was a medallion, we would be potentially needing to complete Jabu. However, there are methods to get past King Zora as both child and adult. Oh my god. I'm also 6, so please bear with me. But child and adult. Adult, you do not require any explosives. You can just jump slash because it's that easy. Child, you also don't need explosives, but more recommended because burning stick is just not fun. But you can just do it with a stick. From Domain as well, so enjoy that in Glitch Logic 2.0. So anyway, we don't want to have a useless bottle hinted, is my very long-winded explanation. If I'm talking too much, Dobby, you can just tell me to shut up.
Oh, that's fine. And one thing to also note, because I don't know if we've mentioned it yet, but we also use, despite all of these glitches we allow, this is all on glitches logic, so no glitches are required to beat it. You are logically going to find, in order to get those light arrows, you're going to be able to find 3 strengths to do it, as an example. And so it's just something that is allowed to skip, but is not required to do so.
And also, just because it's not hinted doesn't mean it's not required to access something as well. So, if you were able to follow your logic, and if you're stuck, there should be logical progression in some location available to you because of this glitchless logic. We found a wallet.
And similarly,
Ooh.
What was that? It was something for King Dodongo.
Lost Woods. If that's a strength, I'm gonna laugh. Because she's gonna be so mad.
But yeah, the other thing to keep in mind, as similarly to Wave here previously, as we were mentioning those chains, just because we exclude one item from that chain, it can still be other things that are required for it. What I mean by that is that you are logically required to have Ruto's Letter in order to beat Jabu. And so you can have a path of, Baronade, that is pointing you to an item to get Ruto's Letter, and that's all it does.
Oh, Dins.
What? Please be that Dins. Can you even use Dins logically? I don't think so.
If it was Blue Fire, that would have been more likely.
Yeah, because you could... well, I don't know if it'd be Blue Fire, but a bottle, potentially, because we have access to Ganon's castle. It would be hilarious if you're expected to take the Blue Fire from Ganon's castle and then, use that repeatedly. Would be amazing.
I mean, Dins is super helpful for Shadow, because Shadow is a medallion, and we do have hovers already, so Give me my magic, because then you can full complete Shadow.
It's definitely that Stone of Agony. That's 100% what's required for. You need the paperweight to avoid like all of your papers flying away and flying into lava.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Asder, you can break the like mud walls with
mud
blue
walls
fire for some reason.
Yes.
I don't know why. Here comes Dotso with an explanation as to why, but I think the short version is because OOT.
So let's see. We have Phantom Ganon, Volvagia, Morpha, and King Dodongo. Let's see. Because we have hovers and dins already, I hope for a magic hint for Bongo Bongo. So I'm gonna think it's gonna be the Spirit Medallion. So Shadow.
I think it's also possible. We've had one for each. You can have doubled up hints as well. It can be another hint for one of those same bosses as well as possible.
Right.
We had that, I think, in the test seed as well. But
Pona Song, access GTG. Logically, I mean, once they had bombs, they could do it.
Is it gonna be like a Pona Song for GTG access to get like?
Ooh, that is true.
That would be so funny.
That actually is true because these are chains, and that's something that I keep, excuse me, forgetting. So, Pona Song to get to GTG is totally possible. So you could have strength, you could have
well, that was
you could
that
have,
wasn't
yeah.
Pona Song wasn't that not Lost Woods? That was
Sacred Forest Meadow.
That was
Lost
Sacred
Woods
Forest
is King
Meadow.
Dodongo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sacred Forest Meadow is on path to PG. Yeah, it was the goal for the strength is Sacred Forest Meadow, Pona Song to go to GTG to get strength for Forest is kind of what I'm hoping for, because that would be terrible, and then I won't be blamed for it because I didn't roll it.
Yes, you did.
I mean, what? I have evidence.
First bomb bag and Shadow for DC. Tom, I hope so. That'd be amazing.
Oh my god. You know, that would be amazing, but also terrible.
Considering the no logic, all sanity seed I rolled yesterday had 2 bomb bags and a hook shot and Child Spirit climbed, yes.
And we're not going to talk about the Siege Hero rolled for the RSL finals.
Crystal finals.
We're not going to talk about
that. Too funny. Yeah, Lost Woods did have Din's Fire.
Yeah.
So first logical bomb bag in Shadow. Where is Nocturne? So we need Nocturne and Magic in order to get that. But that is totally potential.
It not only is it potential, it's hilarious. So, kind of hoping for it. Yeah, Skull Map should be an always hint, I think.
Correct, it is. I made sure it was added. And Legendary 2 Bows was actually this a full year ago, almost, when we first started playing with hints. So, good point, Arashi, to bring up that progressive bows, bomb bags cannot be in foolish locations, even if they are logically locked. So if you have a hinted foolish location, you are now never going to find an out-of-logic bow.
Or Magic. Magic's also on the list, though for some reason Strength isn't.
No one cares for Strength.
Look at old if and.
Oh wait, I forgot. That's a wallet. For some reason, my brain thought that was a bomb bag, and I'm like, wait a minute, it's Talon. It has a wallet.
So Tamaltech, if you mean can it point to an always hinted location? it cannot put the then no, it can't point to an always hinted location.
Right, always hints are generated first.
Though theoretically, you can't have a. Sometimes they're generated afterwards, so you can't have a sometimes hint that's pointing to the same item, but it's kind of reversed because you generate the path hint first, so or the goal hint first. So Arashi, it can be required for 2 bosses, but it can't be hinted for 2 bosses. Yeah, basically, pretty much every single hint in the game, it checks a flag saying this area has already been hinted, and so all hints will go through and ignore anything that's already been hinted, which has caused much problems for trying to get multi-world working for named item hints. Dotso is now sponsored by Bayer.
I can't take aspirin, I'm allergic.
You take ibuprofen, though?
That's the same thing.
It's aspirin, ibuprofen? I thought aspirin was acetaminophen.
No. They are chemically different. And I will put on my Dotso hat and be a I will rip you apart.
Acetaminophen is Tylenol, that's it.
Yes. You and your Canadian. Should I have called it paracetamol? Would that have been easier?
No.
Yeah, he actually had to look that up because I bitched at him about it, and I'm like, you can't call it that. Today, about learning about the chemical composition of pain-relieving drugs. No E at the end.
I think I had a doctor at one point look at me confused when I called it acetaminophen, but it's way too much fun to say, so I don't care how it's actually pronounced.
Versatile rando combo. Yes, that is what we are here for. We are here for the conversation and content. Definitely not for rando.
Hashtag everything is content.
Well, Tom, both Dobby and I are nerds, so we talk about things that are not always food related because we have enough cooking talk because both of us are bakers. So if you want us to go on a baking tangent, just join our D&D because I literally battled him about croissants.
But
that was the greatest improv ever.
Now Dabalina wants us to do a keto diet, so I can't bake anymore, which makes me sad, but it's fine.
Oh no. Old people and technology problems. Oh! Twin Rova! Yes! Alright. CAC is on the path of Twin Rova. Here we go. Put your spirit logic hats on, my friends. What did we find in CAC? Other than a lens.
Yeah, only speaking math is a term that I can relate to. This is fine. And sorry, it was something for Twin Rova.
Kakariko is on the path of Twin Rova.
For Twin Rova, which is also a medallion. So yeah, that 100% confirms that if you have the, if you start with a stone, it will not hint a stone dungeon for you.
Nice. But also now we try to figure out what the hell is in CAC that we've gotten thus far and what could be on the path to Twin Rova.
Also, a reminder that it can include 30, 40, and 50 skulls, but it can include 10 and 20 because those are not hinted. Those count for CAC as well.
Oh yeah, that's true. So we've had a 30 and 40 hint, but not a 50. So Axe is usually pretty good about collecting skulls. I actually don't know how many Snarky has. She hasn't put them on her personal tracker. if she has collected any of them. So, interesting. Song of Time was not there. It was Saria's song in Windmill.
Lens though could be
Treasure Chest
logic to get
minigame.
to Spirit.
Or logic? Maybe. We... no, because it...
As we hit, it could be Epona song to cross and then Lens to get there. Little stabby.
$50 skulls is a bad seed. Not as bad as 40 skulls on no logic, all sanity. Just saying. That was bad. Saria's was on Windmill, yes. Mirror on Papa D. Ocarina of Time is Minuet. Interesting. I forgot that we didn't get that. Dotso, that's why you just go where I tell you to go in our co-op seeds.
Yeah, the Hex Banks.
No.
I also remember a mystery seed where the bridge was 98 skulls.
Because you had to commentate it. I love how this keeps coming up.
Yeah, they were like, oh, we desperately need someone for RSL, and I'm like, hey, I don't know anything about anything but to do with RSL, but if you guys really need someone, I can make stupid jokes. And then Shiro drops a 98 skull seed on me for my first comm for RSL.
It was grand finals, Azure, yes. Hey, we gotta go out with a bang. That's how random settings are. And also, if you are interested in the DDR rule set and RSL, there are a few of us that like to play the random setting seeds with the DDR rule set. We don't change any of the weights. We do enable useful cutscenes, but it's the exact same weights that you would get in like standard RSL. So if you'd like to try it with DDR, please let us know, because there are definitely interested parties that want to do this. And also, on Sunday, we're doing a mixed pools race. So if you also like mixed pools, please definitely join, 7 p.m. Eastern. Check the DDR race planning channel, I believe.
And if you are interested in trying out the DDR rule set, which we do encourage, you can check out in the Discord. I did spell it right, nice. You can check out the DDR discussion channel, as well as gameplay and tricks for learning any kind of glitches. If you want to try out the settings, you can go to the online generator, the dev build, and then use the DDR preset. This won't have the hints you see here, but it'll be the previous settings we used for S1. You can also check out the asyncs channel. We'll have some seeds you can try out for DDR rule set.
Yes, and the hint that Snarky just saw in River is that a frozen cavern echoes with the Song of Storms.
Oh, the other thing I probably should mention when it comes to DDR and racing, we do have these races every week at 11 a.m. Eastern Time on Saturday, which is 3 p.m. UTC. Question mark?
Yes.
I think so. I don't remember my conversion, but I think it's +4.
Since we haven't gone to daylight saving time, yes. I think there's like 2 more weeks, 2-3 weeks. And also Azure, ice is always sus.
Oh, nice, I did get it right. Thank you, Tobias. It is 3 p.m. UTC. It's 5 p.m. CEST now? Damn.
Hopefully you can't hear the borks.
I would recommend, if you're going to ice, to not use open hands. You should put some gloves on. Ice is cold, y'all.
King Zora is a bloopy. Sub 1 hour chickens! Except that's not really what Axe is doing. She's going to murder her chicken so that she can go to bottom of the well.
The objectively best way to enter bottom of the well. What you're doing here is you are getting ISG and then picking up a chicken. So every single frame you're attacking the chicken, and it gets very, very quickly mad at you. So the second you let go of it, it will trigger this cutscene here, where they try and murder your face. So what you can then do is position yourself right next to the well and backflip as you drop it. And then you'll hit the water as the cutscene for the chickens attacking you starts. And during that cutscene, you ignore all water phases and go straight down to the bottom.
Also known as cutscene diving, which is very similar to the Navi dive for Aqua Escape, or you can do that same thing if you're at nighttime and you have a Navi call to basically utilize that to also interrupt a jump slash and skip down. Prescription. We didn't have a Begor on hit. Yeah, that is. She has very fun facial expressions. But yeah, we have not seen a Begor on hit, right?
I don't remember seeing one, no.
I just have frogs too.
Speaking of funny faces, you guys should. Is it R? I think it's R. You guys can check out both of these runners, Snarky Lesbian and Axiani. Both of them have done DDR stuff as well.
Arrows. Oh god.
Axe has also done some standard stuff as well, so we do recommend giving both of them a follow. And yes, Arashi, the most important thing is skipping Song of Storms. You can also use Navi Dive in order to enter. That is acceptable. That's fine. Ideal way is, of course, murderizing chickens, because that's hilarious. But Navi Dive is also acceptable.
Yes. And there are also 2 other participants in this race, Sage and a new person, Quirky. So they are currently ongoing as well. So please give them a follow.
While we're also mentioning people to follow, and we're almost at the 1 hour mark, it's probably a good time also to shout out our trackers helping out Tom Altek and Quagsire, who've both done quite a bit of helping out with DDR, so thank you guys very much. Always, trackers are the lifeblood of restreams because they're the only ones who tell us where everything is because we don't notice and we forget. Trackers, true MVPs.
Yes, indeed, Tobias. Thank you to our trackers. If you're interested in commentating or tracking any of these racers, doesn't have to be just standard, or it doesn't have to be DDR or standard. We do have multi-world and random settings. It's just volunteer, Tom. There you go, yeah. Definitely sign up for volunteering. We would greatly appreciate it. Baby Shark! I'm commentating when sick currently, so yes. Not great for my voice, so I'm not going to be talking a lot later. Rip Dotso, but yes. We also sleep track. There are a lot of things. We also sleep restream.
Dotso might be happy with that. We don't know. I don't think he should answer because he probably doesn't have a death wish.
Oh is that my god! Bag? The bomb bag! Wow. That's a big find. That is quite a good find. So where is Rudo's letter? Because Song of Storms and Ice means you need Rudo's letter. We do not move King Zora as adult. But in either rule set, you can still get to it because you have a bottle. And you have hovers and ZL, so you can at least get there in whatever rule set you choose.
Yeah, we hope that first bombs aren't here, because then logically you're required to have Song of Storms, which means logic is going to be a nightmare to try and figure out. But at least you have it, so.
Not a nightmare.
Yeah, in this particular case it's ice, so it's not that bad, but there can be some fun ones.
I mean, meh.
Song of Time.
Song
of Storms on Song of Time, and then you're like, oh, logically I need to complete all of the stones. Oof. Logic is a suggestion, but because the goal hints follow logic, It means that it means that you could end up with a hint for any of the items in that entire list. So yeah, it could be interesting. Nice damage boost, Axe.
So we're approaching an hour and we have no medallions. This is a seed.
That is a logical assessment. Yeah, this is indeed a seed. Though we do have bombs now, so we can definitely do DC at least.
Yes.
As for our other medallions, water we can't do quite yet. We need no. Okay, Snarky can't do it quite yet, but we know where the stuff is to be able to do that. Combining the two. No individual of our runners on Resteam has the equipment, but we do collectively would be able to. Fire we can't do, no hammer. Forest we might be able to do, depending on boss key placement. Shadow we can do, actually. No, sorry, no magic. Like,
oh, she didn't try the new tech yet.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you could completely, like, finish it. Like, I probably would have finished it at this point. Or at least been in Shadow. I hope she does not try it on stream, though, because that is very tilting.
Yeah. I've tried it. It's a tricky trick.
That's a way of saying it.
It's a tricky trick, you know. And then, yeah, Dodongo we can do, and then Spirit we can't do yet, no Mirror Shield. So we're still lacking quite a bit of items in order to complete. We are guaranteed to need to find either Hammer or Mirror Shield. So one of those two is going to be 100% required.
Right. Considering we got a path for Twin Rova, I would assume it's going to be Mirror Shield.
I mean,
but who knows?
Spirit. It's anything logically required for Spirit, which, given the key logic, is going to be like a blue rupee.
Well, we already have a slingshot that was accessible, so there's our projectile for Child Spirit. Burning Cack is a potential for Requiem. We don't know that. What else? We need magic. We already have a fire source. We need another strength, so it could be a strength. We need
a logical explosives, which we don't have yet.
Correct. And then we also need Mirror Shield, so we can go from easy to hard, whatever way it may be.
It could also be something like long shot to get to the other side, because of key logic. Like, there's a lot of things that it could be.
Ooh, Snarky's gonna go get her bomb bag. She's gonna be so happy. And looks like Axe was also doing chickens just to get it bloopy, so she will not be happy about that. But this is probably a good confirmation of always full clear your hinted locations, because you never know what your item may be located on, and God forbid you last location it and believe you full cleared it.
It is recommended, especially if you're starting racing or starting to run or for the first time, to use trackers for that very reason. It's very easy to forget checks or forget checks that are in logic. So yeah, running with a tracker will help you to let you know what you are expected to be logically able to access. Obviously in DDR, what you can logically access and what you can actually access are very different, but at least to know where things might end up being. And since we have passed the 1 hour mark, and right now they're kind of circling around each other, it's probably also a good time to remind people that this is the DDR Weekly. So DDR is a glitched rule set between standard and no I am wrong warp that bans some of the most powerful glitches in the game while allowing a lot of the quality of life stuff. The main goal that you're going to be seeing here is that they need to collect 1 stone in order to open up Ganon's castle, which they already have, and then 5 medallions to get Ganon's BK. The main restrictions they have from the rule set itself is that they cannot clip into any dungeon, and they cannot clip into any boss rooms. I just also realized in the spiel I call it no IM/wrong warp. So I use the abbreviation for one, but not for the other, and I just noticed that, and now it's going to bother me forever.
I actually do the same thing. I feel like that's how everyone says it.
Well, I think it's because IM is really nice as an abbreviation, but you can't just go WW, and that sounds dumb.
Well, do you just want to call it no IM/WW or no IM wrong warp?
I go no IM wrong warp.
Okay. Well, then you're going to have to live with the dissatisfaction of basically using an abbreviation and full words in the same sentence.
Words too hard, please, Nerf.
Yeah, Asger, if I were to say BOTW, I would literally say BT dubs, because that's how my brain likes to think.
Do we have Vanilla Requiem? Lens, yeah, lens might be required.
Oh my god.
The lens, didn't we find lens in CAC?
So it was on Man on Roof, yes.
Yep.
You refuse to use this new term for this. Is that BT dubs for bottom of the well? Is that what you're thinking about? Because if so, I'm going to use that today. So get used to it. Thanks for giving me that idea. Oh, Saint Path.
Astor, I think you mean named Way of the Hero's Path?
Yeah, they are called goal hints. So we are explicitly differentiating them between goal is logically oriented location hints and path being non-logical named item hints.
It is slightly annoying though because the text for the goal hints explicitly says is on the path of boss. Because, you know, we couldn't have things be nice and simple. That's why we can't have nice things. But yes, they are specifically different things, the goal hints versus the named item hints. Consistency is hard. This is indeed facts. I also appreciate that, like, Axe has 4 songs, and none of them are warp songs.
Snarky has the same songs, though. She ended up doing all the same things.
Yeah, they do have both the same songs that are no warp songs. Personally, my favorite BOTW is Breath of the Wild. I am a fan of Breath of the Wild Bingo. It is fun. Would recommend. Bring out the waffles, Pog.
We getting fancy. Oh no, sorry. If we were super fancy, we'd make pancakes.
Yeah, because apparently pancakes are fancy.
Yes. But only blueberry pancakes.
They weren't even blueberry. They were buttermilk.
Oh.
For context, Dabalina, at one point I made pancakes and Dabalina said I was making something fancy. It's just pancakes, guys. Nice, Aster. Nice. I approve. Waffles are clearly much better than pancake because they come in with built-in syrup receptacles. So, you know, clearly objectively better. As everyone knows that pancakes and waffles are both only designed as receptacles for maple syrup. Moving uses syrup on waffles and pancakes / ban shadow warrior. I don't have that power. Sorry. But as a Canadian, I'm legally required to be banned. You put bacon and maple syrup, duh. Oh, there's a mirror shield. Is that... What grotto is that?
That's Redead Grotto.
That's also... or...
I mean, that's more preferable than a lens to get access, so... Yeah.
Also, I'm kind of on the colors for that mirror shield. Eh. Eh. It's like red and green. Sorry, espresso and espresso.
She rolled on Roman's branch. Also, I much prefer this purple one on Snarky's side. Beautiful.
Yeah, Snarky's side, way nicer. I like those color. And yeah, Dotso is correct. We don't know what is hinted. It could be either. If they're both required, who knows? Yeah, we can't even check the spoiler log because it'll just tell us the items that are required for that path. It won't tell us which one it picked. And if they're both required... Yes, DDR does indeed use closed gate. We had that set from like ages ago. I think we just use that setting because that's what Standard was using at the time. A lot of our settings tend to be that case. That was just what Standard used, and we just didn't change it. I would either agree or disagree, Big Yano, but I don't know what color cyan is. It's blue something. Oh, perfect. Thanks, Mediana. That's... Wouldn't that be like blue-green then? Because if it's RGB, the G and the B are both 255. So that would be a blue-green?
I thought we're just talking about espresso.
Well, yes, all colors are espresso, so it is also espresso. But it can be blue-green espresso, and like green espresso and red espresso.
Snarky waiting for nighttime?
Yeah, I guess trying to do like the Dampe.
Interesting.
It might be for the graveyard for the
Right.
goal hint for Morpha.
That's fair. So Snarky did say that she really enjoyed these hints, so I think she's putting a lot of weight into them. So let's see if it pays off, because that will show how powerful these goal hints are.
Bold move, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off.
I mean, full clearing cat got you a mirror shield in the end. Who knows what else is going to be there? And I will say that Child Dompe is very often overlooked, especially if you don't have Sun Songs or Nocturne, because you do have to wait out your 2.5 minutes of daytime. So it's not a bad idea to waste about 30 seconds. It does seem like Snarky is also very low on skulls, so it's not a bad play. She's gonna pick up 5 skulls on her way, and pick up 10 skulls too. So I'd say this is pretty good routing in terms of getting a 10 skull hint for your CAC path of Twin Rova or the graveyard path of Morpha. So 2 birds, 1 stone. And also Snarky is probably... I have noticed when seeing her play, she prefers to have all of her items first and then just dungeon rush.
BRB a second. It's now raining very hard and they declose windows.
Oh, okay. Alrighty. Yeah, they had 2 stones. And no medallions. But I think that was just because bombs were in bottom of the well. So, who knows where it was? Or where, like, the progression actually is. 4 birds, maybe? Oh, look! Magic! You see? Snarky was rewarded. Patience is a virtue. Putting stock into the hints was a good plan. So that also could be the path of Twin Rova, because we have fire arrows. Magic for fire arrow for spear logic. If something is on the map chest, yes, it very well can be. That is definitely part of spirit logic. And condom! Or Naru's love. So, Snarky made a whole video on the use of Naru's love for super slides. So she does have a very nice video if you're looking to get into learning. Axe also is still learning super slides and very much prefers having Naru's love and magic. So, you guys can't see Snarky's screen, but she did like an okay sign, and she is super excited to have gotten that item. I know that Snarky's skill level, she doesn't necessarily need it, but she did make it as a tool for those that are still learning how to use some of these glitches.
Oh, we found condom. Cool.
Yes. And Snarky made a lot of hand gestures to go with it, but she was very excited.
As they're bringing out the old school knowledge. That's
yeah,
like
true.
What? Pre-2010? Like... Oh, we do go in QPA? I can go for the QPA explanation. Okay, so, if Snarky's doing it, which she is...
She did in the beginning. You didn't see her break the stick already.
Okay, cool. So what Snarky did there, did she do the cutscene version? The cutscene item? I don't know what version she did.
Yes, she did in the very beginning.
Cool. So then, yeah, what Snarky apparently did there...
Oh my god! Sorry.
Nice. Is, what you can do is you can, put away the Deku stick, and then 1 frame later, pull out a cutscene item. If you do it correctly, then when you put away the cutscene item, you will pull the stick back out. And then when you break that stick, and get like broken stick, that will give you like a glitch damage value. That includes a bunch of properties on it, but the most important one for us is that it includes a fire source. So you can use that to light torches without having like magic or an explosive fire source. Also, when did Snarky find magic?
10 skulls.
10 skulls, wow.
Yeah, so she was rewarded for waiting it out and getting those last couple of skulls. So
Yeah.
I do actually think she was heavily relying on those hints, and it did pay off. So that may be something to talk about. Is a lot of people were saying that hints are bait. I don't know how much bait is in these hints, though. They seem to have been paying off for the 2 seeds that we've tried.
Well, we don't know necessarily because if the big key is in like the behind an explosive lock spot, they could be bombs could be logically required for water. Yeah, I think only cracked wall is the only one that's yeah, but it's possible. We have had, yes, gold scale be hinted wave the hero for item on live dive. Yes, that has happened before in DDR.
Yeah, you do need to light the eyes. However... Oh, go ahead.
You can go ahead.
If dungeon shortcuts are in logic, then you don't need explosives at all. You just need strength.
I'm also not sure if chews are in logic. Then you could light the eyes with chews.
Yes, you can.
I don't know in that particular case if it's included. Well, no, because you could just use the chews then to blow up the floor. So then the hammer is still irrelevant. Right.
Hammer is only access to get to like inside the dungeon. That's it. As your dungeon shortcuts are another new thing that has come out recently and kind of has only made its way into random settings lately. It's not even in standard weekly or in the S5 test settings. But all the dungeon... Oh, free shield again. Okay. This is definitely one of my seeds. Dungeon shortcuts are for Deku Tree. Both webs are burned. The 2, 3, 1 scrubs are gone. Oh, boomerang! What the fuck? Anyway. The scrubs are gone for Dodongo's Cavern. The eyes are lit, and the thing you were asking about the hammer to get to King Dodongo is already broken. In Jabu, the elevator's already down. In Forest, the Forest elevator is up, as always, so that's a permanent flag that's set. In Fire, the pillar is down. In Water, I don't think there's anything in Water.
Water's nothing.
Yeah, Water's nothing. Shadow, the block is moved, and there's one other thing in Shadow, right? Oh, and the True Spreader is done.
I think don't they also have the bridge at the end is down?
The bridge in the end. And then in Spirit, the elevator is down as well. Oh, look, Strength. That's funny.
Yeah, Spirit, the elevator's down, as well as like the platform at the end is also down.
Oh yeah, and the face is melted.
And face melted, I think too. Yeah.
But yeah, if you're interested in trying them, you have to use. I think it's only on Meraxis branch. But there is more information in RSL discussion or in Dev Public Talk. Bow locked by Rang. That'd be interesting. Bow locked by Rang. What could that even be? Jabu's a stone. We already have Saria, so we don't need all dungeons.
But I mean, it could be one of the checks in Jabu, if the bow is locked by Rang.
That would really suck and be dumb.
Yeah, it would be. It would be right in line for a Shiro seed.
But you rolled it, Dobby.
There is proof that I did not. I did not roll this seed. You can't blame me this time.
No, I'm still gonna blame you.
I mean, you can blame me, not justifiably, but you can blame me. These are facts. Clearly, you can blame me because if I had rolled it, it might have been better than this. Could also have been worse, but it could have been better. Oh, Snarky, doing some swag strats here. You can do this strat to clip behind the block. All that does is save you having to play Zelda's Lullaby to open it. In this particular case, she had Zelda's Lullaby anyway. But,
always go for swag.
It's cool. It's swag.
It's also a really easy mega side hop. So I actually just made a video for Axe like last week or something. She just asked for, Goron tunic. Ew, green. But if you can do this as both child and adult. So it's a mega side hop using a left side hop, and you just skip over the loading zone. Super helpful. That actually came in use for a no logic seed. No spoilers though. It's
just a jump to the left and then a step to the right. You put your hands on your hips and knees and tighten.
I will wait. When you least expect it.
See, thank you, Dotso. I was hoping at least someone would complete it.
Alright, Someone want to be my co-op partner in 3 hours? Looking for someone new. Ooh, iron boots. Interesting. Someone marked their bingo square, all 3 boots.
Let's see. At this point, now with the items we have now, do we have the stuff we need to at least complete all the dungeons, or are on Snarky's side?
Well, what's in water? Water is on the path to Wolf. It has to be a hammer at this point because we have hovers.
Yeah, and I think we have a logical bomb bag. I think.
Well, we have 2 of them, so yeah. I don't think there's going to be a bomb bag in water.
Yeah, both for key logic, which would be dumb. Hilarious, but dumb. But yeah, I think that might be basically it at this point. So likely it's going to be.
Now we rush. Yeah. Now I'm expecting to see dungeon rushing.
Yeah. I'm surprised Snarky isn't going there like basically immediately, because Snarky can complete water, or I don't know how familiar she is actually with all of the Iron Boot strats. So possibly water. Fire, no, but Forest, yes. Shadow, yes. Dodongos, yes. Spirit, yes.
Yeah, and Tom, Snarky has Boomerang. There you go. Thank you.
And Azure, the current strength comes from within.
Oh god. That would be one I'd kick you over.
You had it marked and it just didn't show up.
Interesting.
Blame Tress.
No, usually I would actually say blame us, because usually between us we have 1.5 working computers. So I'd say this is a normal restream.
I mean, to be fair, I'm not even using computer this time. I'm using a laptop, so I'm starting out with a 0.5. Ooh, nice boomerang. Ooh, that's a
blue
boomerang. Ooh,
that is pretty.
So yeah, I'm starting with like a 0.5 of the computer to start out with.
So we only have 1 computer between us today. Makes sense. A boomerang.
Exploding poor bomb shoe shop lady.
That's how it works. Bananas aren't even blue. I mean, you can like dye them blue, and then they'll be blue.
Isn't banana blue a color?
Yes.
Why, though?
Why not?
Like what? I mean, to be fair, espresso it's like not 1 color; it's 16 colors. Mm-hmm. So I mean, you know, apparently you can make a color whatever you want, guys.
I did not see what Snarky is going for. What was it? I was looking at Axe, going towards Forest Temple.
I thought it was like shoes. Oh, it's shoes. Okay,
that makes sense.
It makes sense you would choose that.
Oh my god.
Ooh, Axe is going into Forest Temple with Susan.
Bless Susan.
Bless Susan. Do you want to go over what Susan's going to be used for?
Yes. So, as said earlier, Susan or Carl, whoever your friend may be, you could also have Bugs, Curly, Mo, and Joe, or Curly, Mo, and Sam, whatever the names are of the Stooges. But anyway, you can, with Enable Useful Cutscenes, use a bottled item. Mo, Larry, and Curly. Thank you, Tom. You can use a bottled item, in this case, we'll be using Susan, to drop on a specific frame and recatch the fish to interrupt the cutscene so that you can re-enable Link's movement to keep the elevator up. Oh my god, Dobby. I didn't do it. If that was Tom, thank you. Thank you, Tom. But I don't know if Dobby realized that, but anyway.
Apparently it yells at you. Lies.
No, I actually really didn't. But anyway, as I was saying, you can interrupt the cutscene, which Axe is going to be doing, hopefully first try. And move towards the elevator. So in dungeon shortcuts, this is a permanent flag. However, in normal weekly settings, if you do not have enabled useful cutscenes, you no longer see this. So yes, first try, go X.
Good job.
So she has now interrupted the cutscene, gotten movement, will be running to the elevator, say bye-bye to the pose, and go back down. Oh, because of this, it's going to stop. Just backflip, side hop, whatever, back onto the elevator to keep it moving. Do not save warp, or you are going to basically lose that flag. So this gives you access to the basement, which is awesome. So if you have an early boss key, you can say bye-bye to Forest Temple. Because Forest Temple is really long and boring.
One thing to keep in mind, though, for this particular trick is that if you do absolutely anything that resets the dungeon, so this includes save warping, as you were saying, but also includes dying, getting caught by a wall master, using FW, sneezing too hard, like anything basically at all, can cause the dungeon to be reset and the elevator to be back down. So be careful. It's typically why you see if people find an early boss key, they'll go and they'll beat the dungeon right away, because then you basically don't have to worry about that elevator ever again. And yeah, after this is this is basically the dungeon shortcuts people were talking about. I love it, Azure. I love it. I can't comment or I might get banned again, but you know, I love it. We should get a 1 point of restream with Azure and me on comms. That sounds amazing.
I mean, I'll swap, and then someone else can restream. Pedestrian, wow. Okay. I mean, not wrong. Not wrong.
Malpec is going to be something like evil. Like, change all of the vowels in your name to be one spot over. Yeah, it did originally confuse me, because I'm like, what do you mean I'm in another VC? Calm down there.
Yeah, you're used to just re-clicking it, because I just straight kick. But, yeah, I don't know, this is more evil. I may put you in a channel that you can't access.
I mean, to be fair, I could probably just re-click here and just leave, but it's fine. It's mostly just annoying this time because I've got my Doubleina's using the computer, so I have to like move my mouse from the TV over to like the monitor or over to the laptop. So it's very slightly more annoying this time. Ooh, more strength. Also, not digging this color palette though. On Axis side, we've got blue gauntlets, light blue tunic, green outside for a mirror shield, and a red inside. I appreciate that the person called "Shoes Are Made for Walking" is saying so many puns. I with that kind of username, I don't know if that's a compliment or a complaint. God, Melky bringing up sports references.
Sports ball, yay!
Did you guys see the sporting event yesterday where the one team scored more points than the other team? They outsports the other team so good, unless their goal was to get the least number of points, in which case, flip it around. So many sportsing.
Yes. Snarky picking up Zuzit as well. And I think Snarky also specifically chooses pink tunics.
Waxen picking up some more skulls, which we know is at least good to get the 10 skulls. Has a little bit more.
Yes, she has not picked up her magic yet.
Yeah, sir. I assume it's some kind of lockout bingo. Though lockout bingo in football is really tough to do. Also, if you guys haven't tried bingo, would recommend. There are boards on Bingo Sync specifically for randomizer, if that's your thing.
Also,
Actually,
if you would like to do DDR and bingo together, we usually do one every month.
yeah. We had the recent one, I think, like last week or 2 weeks ago, and then there'll be another one soon at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Schedule's kind of a little bit wonky right now with the settings discussion, which, as a reminder, you should go check out if you are interested at all in joining any of these races and or just letting us know your opinion. We also want to find out the opinion of people who are just standard players, non-wrong players, just basically everyone's opinion. We want to know what they are. I forget where I was originally going with this. How did I start the sentence, people?
Settings
I don't remember.
discussion, if you'd like to provide feedback.
Thank you. You can do that and check out those channels.
Yes.
It's too early for thinking.
Yes.
Ooh, Axe doing the nice recoil there to get to this section.
Which you could have used hovers. Having hovers is in logic.
Well, there's that boss gate. So we'll see if Axe ends up just going directly to the boss.
Based on her facial expression, I'm gonna say yes, because none of us like Forest Temple. Yeah, she is, like, beelining it back.
I'll take Forest over Fire, though. Forest at least has interesting tricks in it. Fire just sucks.
Meh.
There's, like, one thing. So, I definitely am okay with Forest. Not okay with Fire. Oh, yeah. Like, Deku Nuts are insanely good. They're also, if you want to see another spot where Deku Nuts are super useful, you can check out the no-hit runs. They're basically the godsend there. They're amazing.
Axe is a little far. Oh, okay, that reached. I was very concerned that was not going to reach. And also, I just realized, neither of our two runners have a bow. Where is our bow?
We will probably also be seeing the most fun usage of ISG. As we were mentioning it earlier, this is like the most satisfying one where, there you go. You can just stand there. Boop. Unless okay, sometimes it does that. But, it's less of risk.
It's also not that bad, because you still just stand there. She needs to get a little closer to him. Get in his personal space.
I think if you put away the sword, it helps too.
There we go. I know! Oh my god, Arashi. I have that stuck in my head. Every time someone mentions it, I post the video. Suavemente. I would start saying it in Spanish, but also it will probably be slurring. Snarky thinks the bow is in Jabu. I mean, We did find a boomerang in Sacred Forest Meadow, but we also found Epona, so I would think it's more likely to have it in GTG Gerudo Fortress. No, it's not a slur, but because I'm sick and I can't enunciate on a good day, it would sound like I'm slurring words together. None of it is a slur. It's basically just saying, like, speak softly and stuff like that. The song is absolutely a blast. Highly recommend people watch it.
I was curious because I don't know Spanish, and I was like, okay, you say it like suave like 600 times in the song. What does that mean? And then like Google Translate.
Gently.
Cool. Gently.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. No, the whole thing is like the most amazing thing ever, but it's just because I'm sick and I have not said Spanish. Like, I haven't spoken Spanish in a very long time. It would just sound like a big, like, string of words.
Big string of words. Isn't that just basically what every conversation is?
You know what, Dobby? All right, Tom, you're up.
Yes, for Artemis. Both.
Alright, where is Axe going? Is she going to pick up a Poe or is she going to GTG? I hope she's going to GTG in Fortress.
I hope GTG.
Oh, she doesn't have a bow. She can't do big Poes. Wow, I keep thinking we have a bow. Why?
Technically, you can do it with choose. They actually did that at one point in one of the OCS races. It's something.
You just reminded me of things that I keep forgetting to do by speaking that word.
Take over the world.
Yes.
Wait, Epona can hit the big pose herself?
I didn't think she was fast enough. What is that? Is that Furor's?
That's a hammer?
That's a hammer! What?!
I was ready for it.
Wait, what? So what is for Volve and water? What?
What? And what's it gonna be? Is it a bow?
I'm confusion. Also, Axe is go... Well, when Axe gets her magic, she'll be in go mode.
Well...
Bow
mode.
Magic and bow. God damn it! Whatever, you know what? I give up. I keep forgetting that a bow exists.
That's because bows don't exist. You actually remove them from the game. How'd you do that?
Same way I put 2 foolish bows in Shadow.
Got it. In theory, that should be impossible now, but Shiro will find a way. Oh, that stupid Gwei. But yes,
Gwei
there's
or
this.
Keith? That's a Keith.
That's a Keith.
That's the Gwei's like devil demon brother.
I think they're both demons, so they're just sibling demons. But there's a really nice, easy setup you can do there that works in a couple of different places. You just get into the
forest too. I don't know if anyone noticed. She did that to skip the forest block puzzle as well.
Oh, nice. Yeah, it works there too. You can also use it to access the CAC archery as well. You just kind of get in the corner, side hop, side roll, crouch stab twice, and then jump slash, and you get in. It's really nice.
And that is definitely something even if you have the items you needed, like she has hammer, she had strength, sometimes it's better to use the trick, because if you don't use it often, you kind of lose your muscle memory, or at least your memory in general of how to do it. So it's a good idea to use these little things, 1 for a time saver, and 2 to just keep it in your memory of an available option, even if you have the items.
And I think in this particular case, I think it is faster to do the clip versus use the hammer slightly. We're talking like, a second or 2, but it's still faster. Free shield.
But for Forest, it's pretty important. You can skip strength requirements, so that is definitely pretty huge. I guess she had not jump slashed. There we go. Faster in-game time to use the hammer. No one cares about that. We go for swag.
And really, if we're going by in-game time, clearly then we would just spend all of our time, or as much time as possible, in towns clearing those, because time doesn't pass there. That's a real 5-head move.
And Axe also has nice rupees.
Nice.
I can't get the stupid video out of my head now from Terminal Montage. I have to go watch that after this now. And also because we have useful cutscenes enabled, we do get the Darunia cutscene. Unfortunately, in this rule set, we cannot utilize it for anything, because it is essentially a boss key skip. However, if you are playing No Logic, or No I Am Wrong Warp, however you like to call that rule set, you could do a lot of different things using that.
And thankfully, because of like all the fast cutscenes, it doesn't really take much time for us. We can just mash through it in like 2 seconds. So it's not that big a deal that it's enabled.
Mm-hmm.
Previously, it also used to include the Twin Rova starting cutscene, because it used to like set things correctly. But now that's no longer the case. It's no longer necessary, so they removed it from the enable useful cutscenes section. We'll see where Snarky goes from here. In theory, I'd expect at this point she's probably in like bow mode as well. So we'll see. You might just be able to just start clearing dungeons. Though she's gone to Child. So I'm not sure. Is she going to Jabu? She might be trying to follow those hints.
He has shown to have heavily relied on them. And also, Tom, she has Serenade and Zora Scale. Yes.
Ooh, also going for a super swim.
Yeah. Oh, good try.
Yeah, we still got a little bit of further.
So the poor man's super swim is to essentially mash B while you're swimming, by the way.
Yeah, mash B and you will swim faster because OOT. But yeah, what she did there, if you have speed and you're in the water, you can hold forward and mash Z, I think it is. I think that's the combo. And you'll preserve your speed and be able to move backwards really quickly.
And does Serenade really matter? Asked Dotso yesterday when he walked past Serenade no less than 10 times, and I didn't tell him it was there in Pictionary, and then he found it and then yelled at me. Oh, ouch, Axe. I hate when that happens.
Wait, in vanilla OT, does one of the gossip zones tell you that you can mash B to go faster? What, swimming? Holy shit. Intended mechanic? Pog?
Ooh, if that Keese knocked her out, I would have felt that. And also, Snarky doing my favorite way to skip King Zora's Child with a Mega Flip and Recoil.
Yeah, as we were mentioning, there are at least 3 or 4 different ways to skip past King Zora as Child, and all of them are allowed, other than as long as you're not like bomb hovering or doing some other method of hovering. Everything else pretty much is good that I know
of. So Axe is doing the setup to what we call the fire shortcut skip. So this is locked behind an additional 2 keys, logically. But you can use an explosion. There are a couple different ways to do this, but this is the most common one to push yourself out of bounds and into the shortcut.
you use cool guys, bad guys, and explosions to click that.
I don't know that reference.
It's like the super old song where like everyone's fighting.
Mm-hmm.
Cool guys, bad guys, and explosions of Ultimate Destiny. I don't even know. Thank you. That's what it's called. Thank you, Tomatag. Ultimate Showdown of Ultimate Destiny. It's like from YouTube in like 2007. Something super old like that.
So I wonder if Snarky is going to find a bow. That would be pretty fascinating.
That would be hilarious.
Well, I mean, that would kind of show that Boomerang was on the path of Phantom Ganon. Because in glitchless logic, you do require the bow.
Well, we still don't know. Also, for like Sacred Forest Meadow, it still could be a Pona song for Bow and GTG. It's also possible.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Also, would be hilarious. So there's lots of possibilities.
Rudos in water. Well, we had a bomb bag, but we found the other bomb bag. We know where Hammer is. We know where hovers are. So it could also be a bow.
Do we have logical access to
Hold on,
the
is this the key?
bombs?
This is the key. It could be a bow. It could be a bow in water because map chest and fire is bow locked for a key. So we have not found boss key yet either, and Axe has 2 keys left. So I actually would bet that water has a bow based on this key layout.
And here would be a really good example, if that is indeed the case, of knowing the logic being super helpful. If you can pinpoint that, hey, that is what is logically required, so water has a bow, that'll be super good knowledge for you.
Yeah. Shortcut skips 2 keys. And boss key is key locked, so you needed that key. So yeah, I'm gonna lock it in. That it's a bow in water for Volve.
I mean, actually, this is correct, but mostly because, I mean, spirit key logic is just incomprehensible. So, you know, understanding fire key logic is possible. Understanding spirit key logic, good luck. I think Dotso wrote a short guide to remembering what all of the logical requirements are, and the short guide is like a paragraph and like a page long.
Considering we had another bomb bag, I don't actually think we need Rudo's letter.
Rudo's in water for Bow and Jabu. That would also be hilarious.
Which is possible, but I think it's more likely that there's a bow in water.
No Vibrio. Sag. Free shield.
Yep.
See, Snarky's even leaving Rudo Pond. Could vibe Rudo.
Bomb bag in the bombable well intact. No. The other bomb bag was in the Royal Family Tomb, also known as Composer Grave, depending on when you started this game. Behind Din's Fire and Magic, Magic was only on 10 skulls, so I'd say that was probably your logical first bomb bag, not the one in Well, which is locked behind Rudo's and Ice Cavern. Yes. So we are really in bow mode.
This tends to happen a lot in DDR. There are only 3 items that are don't really matter at all. That the dungeon layout, you're always going to need magic, bow, and light arrows to beat Ganondorf. And light arrows you have to hint from Ganondorf, so that one's easy. But then bow and magic, those tend to be the items that you're missing a lot. You can async them, Azure. You can put up some asyncs if you want, and then, have some fun ASICs to try out when you have time. If
Yes,
Scattered.
and as Snarky is defeating the final boss, aka the door, I would like to remind everyone, have you heard about our Lord and Savior, the long roll? So, a long roll is, while you're holding R, hold up, and then tap A and Z to do a longer A roll, which is a lot more consistent than an up and A roll. So if you were to use that for this, and then pause buffer, you would be able to have a little bit more consistency in opening the door. But this door is a pain in the ass, no matter what you do. There we go.
Yeah. My preferred strat for this door is to have an extra bottle with like a fish or bugs in it, so that way you can do ocarina items and land on that switch, and then the timing is, as long as you get the ocarina items, the timing becomes like negligible. You can just walk up.
Right, that's another way. But I still prefer the long roll, because the long roll also has a lot of other uses. Such as Sacred Forest Meadow. Doing Hoverless Shadow. Doing B1 skip.
Making really like 12-inch subs.
Oh my god. Oh! Also, Axe coined this the croissant, by the way, Davi.
The which one?
The long roll.
Oh yes, I did see that. I approve. Yes. Though to be fair, croissants aren't really long. They're kind of they tend to be pretty small. They're very rolled though.
So there's our Skullmask hint being dead.
To be fair though, it could be the long roll because it's rolled around itself many times. This makes sense.
Yes.
Ooh, also really nice from Snarky there. You can on the way back, the boomerang kind of ignores like collision. So what you can do is you can like throw it and then have the return shot go through these guys, and it'll ignore the like bounciness from the berries. Berries? No, I think those ones are berries.
Also, somehow we have devolved back to food. We should go back to chemical compositions.
We can go talk about chemical compositions of food. That's a real 5-head strat.
Alright, Alton Brown, calm down.
Ooh, so we might find out if it's that bow and should be out in water. Since
I'm convinced it's a bow. If it's not, I'm gonna be very confused.
it's not Jabu, so.
Yeah. So Snarky gonna get Minuet out of it for Forest, so I mean, not anything, but a little bit of a wasted time. Damn, Axe got, like, demolished by all those stingrays.
Arashi, I would do some math talk, but Shira probably thinks that's a sin.
Why is it a sin? Oh, strength 3? What? Confusion. Alright. There was nothing. Well, did we do Lullaby Chest? We did not do Lullaby Chest yet.
Thank
or
you,
OGC.
OGC would be pretty good. I hope we see an OGC, because that's a cool one.
Yeah, we have to yeet the rock.
Why would you yeet rock, though, when you can just get pushed behind rock that you would yeet?
But then we don't get to, like, do the game show saying.
I mean, we can do it anyway. It'll just be, untrue.
Mm-hmm. Yes, you do need a bow for fire. Map chest was a key.
Oh, also, I found out apparently the spiky enemies, which I don't remember what their names are, that how long they stay unspiked is based on how much damage you do to them, which doesn't make any sense, but this is OT, so it makes sense by OT standards. Yeah, that's what I think. I think I heard that possibly from Dotso, possibly from Dusk. I think it's still possibly like there's a random component, but it's partially based on like the more damage you do, the less time they spent in their like vulnerable state. is what I was told.
Where were the hovers? I don't remember where the hovers were.
Bottom of the well? No, inside
No.
Ganon's castle.
Inside
They
Ganon's
were
castle. Oh,
Spirit
in
Trail.
Light Trial. No, in Light Trial. Along with Din's as well, I think. Oh, strength for hovers for wolves. No! Din's was targeted in the woods. Got it. I still think you need a bow for Volve, though.
We'll be able to check, though. The spoiler log will have
nice
all of the requirements. So it will be listed if it is required in the path.
Is it actually?
Yeah, the goal, all the goal hints have a section saying all of the items that are required for that goal.
Interesting. I don't know. I still think you need a bow.
We'll find out after these messages.
Yep. If that actually sunk underneath, that would have been hilarious. That's a new strat. Have the boulder sink you underneath.
Just get dunked by a giant rock. That's clearly the optimal strat.
Well, we're gonna find out.
Or since worse now, because we are no longer rolling race seeds, we actually have a spoiler log for afterwards. We can check. We can find out.
We have the power.
We have the technology. Very healthy seed with them both at 11 hearts. Mark that off on your bingo boards as well.
One of these days, we should just have a bingo board in the corner and just mark it off.
We totally should. That would be amazingly fun.
I would do it. I can do it.
You can do it. We just do this next stream. Okay, thanks.
Got it. Let me write that down.
I like the super dramatic music for rescuing a carpenter. Is that one Shiro, that carpenter?
Yes, it is.
Pog. Dramatic music for Shiro.
Do you think bow mode is going to be the new muggle mode?
Maybe. It's very possible. Oh, it looks like Snarky's doing a mega flip here to get the chest behind the hammer. Looks like his positioning was just a bit off.
Yeah, she needs to move a little closer. There you go. Whoop.
I don't think that was a mega flip, so.
The other way that you can do this, if you have long shot, is to be just out of range from like standing directly at the chest. And if the collision of the boulders basically goes away. So you could just long shot through them. That's definitely another way to do it if you are not comfortable with mega flips.
It's something about calling cylindrical collision, something like that.
I think Starkey's doing this just to waste time for time of day. She does have Naru's love and magic, so she could do that.
Boulder collisions have a hitboxes for... They have a raw distance check even for, like, shooting through them. That's amazing. Ooh, on the right side, Axe is doing a hammer slide to get to Morpha. So on the second frame, I presume it's second frame of recoil. If you equip the hover boots, you get like this massive speed boost that you can then do that. Not I think that
No,
was one frame too late.
Yeah, you have to do it in the knockback frame. Words. English.
Where it's too hard, please nerf.
Yes.
Yeah, no.
Nope. That was definitely not right frame. She is also using emulator, so plus buffering is a lot more frustrating. So if you want to YOLO it, especially with, I think that's also late. If you want to YOLO it by just using the D-pad, you certainly can. It would only take a couple of tries. It's a lot more forgiving to keep going over and over again.
Yeah, I think you only have one frame, but because like you can just really quickly set it up, it's
Yeah, it's too late. She already moved. Yeah.
My personal preference for this is to do the super slide, but
also same. Or I'm using a mega side hop. I used to use a mega flip, and then I kept failing it, and then I got tilted, and then Dots was like, use a mega side hop, and I'm like, oh, magic.
Use magic? How would you use your magic? Neighbors love. This makes sense.
I'm glad you came to that conclusion before I kicked you.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I would have said it afterwards. It's fine.
I thought you were going to say, like, something about the power of friendship.
And that would also have been applicable.
Oh my god, Azure. Please do not do this with Dobby. Please. You can only take one of you at a time.
Like, if it's probably not a consistent angle, you could probably see up that. Seems like there are a wide range of angles that work. Looks like a piece of heart on top of the arch. You're not going to need that. And yeah, look, I don't think Axe full cleared water, but looks like the only thing we found there was strength. Which could be strength for fire, maybe, is possible. Well, and Snarky opting to do Spirit. We'll see. She'll probably clip into Child Side Spirit. Though we'll also have Requiem if she wants to just do it as Child. That's also fine too. She will definitely need to clip into the adult side though, because at least according to Tracker, she's got just Gorm Bracelet. Yeah, so it looks like clipping to Child side. So what she's doing here is doing a super slide and then equipping hover boot. And this puts you at a specific spot. And if you hold straight left on your control stick and then just tap R, you'll slide into the wall and like stick into the crawl space. And from there, you can just kind of make your way into the child side. That gives you access as adult, which is very convenient, because it stops you having to go back and forth. There you go, and Axe has got the magic now. I was also getting the rain in CAC, which I think happens when you get Nocturne. There are some weird triggers, if I remember, for like the rain in CAC of when it's raining and when it's not raining. It has something to do with like I think it's like between the time that you like see the Nocturne cutscene and before you beat Shadow. It's something weird like that. Cloud control feature. That would be amazing to have the ability to summon clouds in crowd control. That'd be amazing. Whee! So similarly, you can do something similar to get to the adult side. In Snarky's case, it doesn't have the second strength, so it needs to do some method here. One she's doing here is another hover slide. This time you set up on the other side, and the angle you hold is either down right, or on some controllers like mine, you need like just up from down right, and that'll let you clip through the wall. And you then there's a couple of frames you have to then backflip and interrupt your movement to land inside the block that you see here. So you land inside the silver block, and then can just hover boots across. Oh, also, I just noticed, happy 2 hours, everyone. I don't think we did the announcement for 2 hours. So now is probably a good time to remind you all that you are watching the DDR Weekly race. This is DDR is a glitch rule set according to standard and knowing ROM warp, which bans the most powerful glitches in the game while allowing a lot of quality of life stuff. If you are interested in trying out the rule set, which we always encourage, you can check out the Discord, the OTR Discord, and the DDR discussion channel and gameplay and tricks section. Both will have people more than happy to help you learn any glitches you want or figure out any kind of logic for seeds. If you do want to try out these settings, not for this particular seed, it isn't available online, but what you can do is go to the DDR announcements channel. It has a Plando, and you can use that combined with the DDR preset on web dev to generate exactly what you see here. Also, a good time to shout out our wonderful and amazing trackers, Kamaltech and Quagsire. They are the ones keeping track of all the items for you guys and for us. Also, of course, shoutouts to both of our runners that you see here, Snarky Lesbian and Axioni. We'll make sure to give them both a follow. They do a lot of OOTR stuff, so if that's your thing, you can check them out. And of course, a shout out to my co-commentator, who is sick and hopefully feels better soon, Shira, who's also the restreamer, because Shira is not allowed to do only one thing at a time when it comes to restreams. Oh god, that combo might be even worse. I don't like that. I don't know if I like this combo better or worse. I mean, I don't say it because, I mean, clearly it's obvious, and, you know, goes without saying. So we do see here two opposite plays. This is actually one of the benefits, the main benefits that we like for the 1S over 5M settings. They only need 5 medallions, so you can basically pick one of the medallion dungeons to skip. In Snarky's case, she's doing Spirit, but might skip Shadow, whereas on Axe's side, she is doing Shadow and skipping Spirit. And to some extent, that is preference, and to some extent, it also is based on what you find. If you don't find Hammer, well, then you're probably not doing Fire. But it might be that if you have all of the items you might possibly need, you just pick one you don't want to do. I mean, clearly it's a Christmas link, but clearly we should have a Halloween link first. That seems more appropriate. We're October. We're still in bow mode, so it'll be interesting to see where that ends up being, because likely that's probably where all of our other players are too, though we of course don't know where they're at. We don't see. So there's the boss key for Spirit, so we'll see how much more Spirit Snarky is clearing. There is a statue climb you can do to go there.
Titties.
Titties. I like that Cheer has a sore throat, but she's like, nah, this is worth it. This is worth the damage to my throat.
It is worth it, yes. All the time. Poor Axe, she's not going to get that, though. She's going to be upset.
Oh. Sad face. Poor Axe. But yeah, we'll see how much more of Spirit Snarky wants to clear. She can do the whole thing, obviously, or if she knows Statue Climb, you can go for that right now. I choose Life to Maltech, so I'm not going to comment on that.
I mean, considering Tabulita is not too far, one of these days, my subliminal messaging will work.
One of these days. Possibly.
Your statistics means it's going to work at least once.
To be fair, I think at one point I made that joke with one of my D&D groups, and she actually had just come home from like shopping, and then just came in and hit me. It was great.
I mean, she even knows. It's like, she doesn't have to be present, she just knows.
She probably just assumes that at any given time, probably I've said some stupid joke. Which, to be fair, is probably accurate.
Yeah, I knew commentating today was going to be rough, and then having a co-op match at 3, where I'm going to have to be talking more, I'm like, this is going to be interesting.
Just type everything out. Bye, Fed. Easy strats.
No, we're going to use no tracking whatsoever, and basically rely on watching each other's stream.
Also, welcome Ice. Also appropriate, welcome Ice, as Snarky's getting an ice trap. And what Snarky is doing here is another super slide.
Oh, oopsies.
And running the door. It's another super slide. This one is a little bit different than the others, though. You still need to use hover boots to kind of get the extra distance. But right at the end, you also need to do a jump slash just to get the extra little height and distance you need to clear this gap. So you'll see right at the end, Snarky is going to pull out. Nice.
There's always a magic in Shadow. That's hilarious. Oops. Yeah, you gotta be careful if you're gonna crouch stab the iron knuckles. They can still whack you if you are not in the right position.
I think as child it's more lenient because child hitbox is smaller, but as adult, the positioning is, I think, tighter.
Yes.
Also, fun fact for the room that Axe just left, you can actually skip the puzzle right to unlock this room where you collect the 5 silver rupees. You can just like roll through a door, like you just get to a corner, side hop, and roll. I think it's hilarious.
Ooh, GG Sage finishing in first place with a time of 2:20:03.
GG's. Just missed a little bit there. From what I've heard, there's also one spot that the invisible platform is always there. So if you aim there, you're guaranteed to land on the platform, regardless of where it is in like its cycle. I don't know where that is, but apparently there's a spot that works.
The other way to do it is to just get crushed by the falling crusher, and it resets the timer so that as you just rush right over there, you should always be able to make it by making that diagonal run.
Just go fast and you're good.
Yes. I rolled my eyes. I'm sure you felt that.
Oh, Snarky's doing this way. I was like, is Snarky actually going to do this puzzle? Because I don't remember how you do this puzzle.
You need a bow to do it.
All right, there's like an eye switch behind one of the thingamajiggies.
Yep. So even if she wanted to, she cannot.
I appreciate the zoom in right there of just Lizalfo's butt as collecting, as they really wanted to show the chest, but Lizalfo was kind of in the way. Snarky? There you go. I think Snarky forgot to move the light. Also, there's a platform up there? What's on that platform? The top of Spirit, like, what? I don't know if I've ever seen that platform. Is Hearts? Apparently I've never gone through that room backwards.
Today I learned.
I did also find out, like, surprisingly recently, that apparently there's a Song of Time block in the room Snarky's in here. I knew there was one in the Master Quest, but apparently there's one in Vanilla? And I was like, what? And as a kid, I always did Shadow Temple first, because I still think that is the temple that is intended to be before Spirit Temple. Don't at me. And so I always had hovers and just actually no, that's a lie. I always was lazy and did Din's Fire. That's actually what I did as a kid. But I would use hovers. So I'm not sure what Snarky is like going back for these checks. I don't know if she's hoping to find like Bo or something like that.
Probably. I mean, we still don't have a bow. No one's touched GTG, even though Snarky has passed by it. She just did Fortress and then left. Hopefully she'll do it after completing Spirit. She doesn't have Strength 2, though. Like, Axe has Strength 3, so... But she does have, hovers and bombs, so she can do Silver Block Skip. I'm not sure if she knows it, but... Maybe that's on her mind right now, is that there's no easy way to get the majority of the items. But she can access right side. She has Song of Time.
Meanwhile, on Axe's side, she is going through the last bit of Shadow, which will complete that for her, and then she's just back to being in bow mode. Ooh, so Snarky here is going for Statue Climb.
Yes.
If you haven't already done the Song of Time thing, you can use that to get ISG. But in her case, she has to use a bomb to get it.
You don't actually need ISG either. You can do a Precarious Walk. There we go. And just be very careful and go through the elbow. So I probably would have done that, especially since I already had Hookshot, rather than wasting a couple of bombs. But whatever you're more comfortable with, you could do either. Oh, she was a little late.
Yeah, she might have opted because she saw it wasn't there. I don't know if she deliberately was like, okay, I don't want to go back and do this. I think it's faster to do Statue Climb, or if her goal was, well, it's a weekly, might as well practice. As Shira was mentioning earlier, there's sometimes that you just do things for either the swag or because you want to practice them and not forget how to do them.
Yes. Snarky does have Chews, however, it is a different setup with Chews. I don't know if she knows the Chew setup. Oh. There we go.
Yeah. Welcome, Sage. Or Magic Penguin, who is Sage.
Yeah, Sage, I agree
GG's.
with you. Doing this with Chews is not fun. GG's. How did you like the hints? And also, we are in bow mode, so don't tell us where you found it. We will wait for one of our runners to find one of the 3 bows. Oh my god, Azure.
So it looks like Snarky's actually going for the backflip method. She has the hook shot, so you can do that as well. But if you don't have hook shot, you can just do you can do a precise backflip to clip through here.
3rd bomb bag.
Ooh. And slid off, unfortunately.
Yeah. That does mean she's going to have to do the clip again to get to adult side.
Thankfully, that one isn't too bad. The nice thing for doing that one is that you can, you can farm bombs from these Armos. They're like very likely to drop bombs. It also makes it very nice for practicing Spirit House.
Yeah, the bomb bags that we found were in Composer Grave on the torches and in Bottom of the Well. Yes. So as Azur's saying, these are very interesting logic chains. There we go.
Nicely done for Smarky. Meanwhile, on
definitely-
Axe's side, she's just using the choose to hit the Brit.
Yep.
This is like just a precise true drop you can do.
Mm-hmm. I was only going to say definitely utilize pause buffering if you're not comfortable doing it in one single fluid motion. Even if you're on emulator, you can still pause buffer. It's just will take a little bit longer, but definitely something you can still do. Let's see if this Armos gives her bombs.
More bombs, please. Rip.
No.
Armos not being bros.
I would recommend for Snarky just to walk precariously. Oh.
Oh, apparently she reset back to a point that she hadn't done. Does she have a boss key?
Yeah, I was gonna say, does she have a boss key?
I don't know how far back this is.
I don't either. Slight concern. It looks like Axe is looking up a video for the Chew setup. Can relate, because this is also something I don't do very often, and I always forget.
You can also, to cross this gap, the same hover slides we've been seeing kind of a little bit all over the place.
Oh, yes.
You can
good.
do those to cross the gap, final gap as well.
Snarky did the hookshot extension. Good.
And she does have it. Good.
Yay! Excellent. Good job.
Looks like she saved at a really smart time so she would be able to do this. That's good routing.
Yes. And also a good opportunity to keep using things that we don't get to do super often. I mean, this is a weekly race, it's not tournament, so definitely pull out all the tricks. Do something you don't normally do. Have some fun with it.
Do Child Shadow.
Do Child
Shadow.
But you're on commentary, which means they're not allowed. You can't be on commentary for Child Shadow.
Get their hands.
I actually hear the tone in your voice that you're so upset at that.
One time, I'm like, oh, I'm doing this comms the next day. It's fine. I don't need to do the DDR weekly. And someone does it.
Oh my god, too funny. But don't worry, we're already prepared to do Child Shadow for the marathon.
Perfect. I can't wait. As they're pulling out the old school C-up strats. You know it's an old setup if it uses C-up. I actually still, well, I don't use it as a main thing, but I do correct with C-up for dot skip if I get my angle wrong. So it is nice as a backup there, but I do actually know the C-up dot skip. Thank you, C-up Dotso skip does work, because I think if you start using C-up, Dotso will skip right out of there.
I hope Zo's taking a nap. Because he's not responding.
I haven't seen an angry face yet, so maybe.
Yeah. So, Axe maybe going towards GTG?
GTG.
Or following
GTG.
Yeah, we know that Boomerang was not worth it for Sacred Forest Meadow. Epona's the only thing left to follow, and we can't do horseback archery, we can't do big pose, so it's just Fortress and GTG.
Oh, Astor, what did the fox say? And here we see Axe going for, the easy way to get this check, which is, just do it properly and use hammer. But that's lame. Who needs hammer?
Apparently Volvagia.
Yeah. Hammer, Volvagia does indeed need hammer, because OoT. I think if it's like, it even like specifically checks that you used a hammer, like that the actor's there, something weird like that. Opponent just deciding to stop there. True, as there, yeah, it's probably just the specific damage type that it checks for. Hammer with power crouch stab always seems weird to me, because like you can use power crouch stab, you can like jump slash with the master sword, and then do power crouch stab with hammer to knock down the flare dancers. But that does not work though on like those blocks in Fire Temple that you're supposed to hammer out of the way. But for those, you can do a jump slash with hammer and then power crouch stab with sword, and that works. Because OoT. And here we go for GTG. Bow, 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 bow. It looks like Snarky might also be going GTG. That's basically the only thing she's got left, or that's in this area. So that's my guess.
Wait a minute, did Axe bail on Shadow after the Chew strat? Did I miss that?
Oh, actually, I'm not sure. It's possible she might have. There's that bow. Ooh, pretty bow.
Ran out of Chews. Ooh, alright. Well, I mean, at least she had Nocturne. I hope she pushed the block.
Or we might just do the clip as well.
Ah, alright, Sage. Good to know.
Were you in bow mode when you found that, or did you clear the rest of GTG? Snarky clearly not happy with that bow placement.
Yeah, can relate.
Yeah.
That kind of sucks. So Snarky is in go mode. Axe is in go mode as well.
Yeah. The Axe does have like 4 or 5 dungeons cleared, whereas Snarky only has 2. I should say the Axe has 4 of the 5 medallions, whereas Snarky only has 2 of the 5. So Axe will almost certainly be done a little bit sooner. Ooh, nice setup for that's my preferred setup for the block clip there. There are like 600 different versions, but
just don't use runner guys because no one understands, even runner guy. Just kidding. I don't know how he up YOLOs it every time, and I've watched that video and I still don't understand. And I see it in BQ and I'm like, I don't get it.
I think it's just like it depends on like your controller and stuff like that. But in theory, there's like a super old thing where it's like, yeah, you just flick and then cancel and you're in the right spot. And you're like, that doesn't work for me.
Yep.
Oh, Dot's back.
From me, dog. Ouch. That actually hurt.
Rude.
Wow, Dobby, he doesn't love us anymore. What are we gonna do about this?
He ever loved me?
Well, of course he does. He tolerates you.
I mean, tolerate and love are 2 very different things.
I mean, that's pretty much what it means in Tato language, that he tolerates you. I'm just kidding. He's gonna murder me.
That's okay. He's probably ignoring you, so it's fine.
Oh, Monk S.
And yeah, similarly, Azure, I'm on N64 and I could never get it. Well, but RG's on N64 and he does it, so, I always will do the other setup. My preference is the one that Axe did there. Yeah, just side hop 3 times, then in quick succession, press B shield, and then the third one you just do B without shielding, and jump slash and you get through the wall. That's my preferred method. So both bow players found the same bow in the same spot within like a minute of each other too. It was the first check on the right side of GTG where you go like with a B mouse.
Axe falling off the little ledge. That's another place you could use a long roll. Oh, this is another place you could do a long. No! Oh, she didn't do 1.0 quick kill. Oh, Axe, and you just learned it. She probably is like, I'm over this. I want to be done. Can relate, but so in the room before this, so in the where you would normally use hovers to get to the boss door, if you don't have hovers, you can use a long roll, 2 neutral rolls, ESS 2 left, turn around 180, and mega flip to get to that other ledge. Then you can just jump across. As soon as you enter Bongo's boss area, while you're still at the top, you can essentially like side hop, long roll, quick drop a bomb onto the basically where Bongo Bongo is
Like DOS.
located. Shut up. I'm tired. Okay. This is not going to bode well for co-op later, but you can drop a bomb onto the hitbox of Bongo Bongo to start the fight and jump down while he's unloaded, and then just stab him to death. You do have to be careful, because if you jump down too early, then you will have soft lock yourself. So it's always better to wait, and it's okay if he starts running around like the actual cutscene has started. You can just drop a bomb at the 000 location, which is the exact center, and it will stun lock, and then you continue crouch stabbing. So Bongo 1.0 quick kill is pretty cool. King Dodongo Bongo Bongo. Yep. I actually do that normally, whether I'm sick or not, because Dodongo and Bongo Bongo to me are just really hard to say.
There we go. And there we're seeing the, as we were mentioning for the, so this top hat at the fix, it's just whenever you get all 5 medallions, wherever you happen to be, it will give you the medallion. Or it will give you the Ganon's BK. That prevents an issue previously where if you...
Bye, Susan.
Bye, Susan. Rip.
I like how Axe did the blow a kiss to Susan. I think because Susan was a very good fish today. She was pretty pleased.
A very good fish today. But yeah, that prevents an issue where previously, if you save warped, like the second you entered the Temple of Time, you could actually erase you set the flag that you got the light arrow cutscene item without actually collecting it, so it could cause problems. But now that's no longer an issue because of the Cuphead fix. Though it's introduced some more extra fun stuff where I don't know if that's been fixed yet officially, but at one point you could just start the game, die, quit the game without saving, and then when you restart the game, it would give you the boss key because OoT.
Yep, that pretty much explains everything.
Oh, and the solution to avoid that problem, by the way, is to specifically check if you have 50 Deku sticks. Because OoT. It's a problem with it loading the... Rip Susan, indeed. It's a problem because when you do that, it incorrectly sets your save file as being the title screen, which the title screen has all of the medallions, so it qualifies for that condition. But it's also got some extra weird shit, including 50 Deku sticks. So that's how you can tell if you're on the a very easy way to check if you were on the title file is 50 Deku 6, which is hilarious. I mean, that's a normal thing, Datso. If it's only half, that's pretty good. But I think that was the fix that was ended up being implemented. I don't know if they actually found a better version of it now. They were looking for a better version of how to do that.
Axe has to be careful. One more swipey, and she gonna get dead.
Also, Snarky's running that.
Snarky is full clearing. I wonder what. Oh, wait, where was Boss Key? Was Boss Key on something not bow locked?
I don't remember where it was.
I don't remember either. She still doesn't have hammer. It doesn't matter. She will do shadow. So she did spirit instead of fire, which is what Axe did. So they're doing the opposite, which is the beauty of variable medallions, is that if you don't have a major item, you can do what you want. So yeah, she's just gonna skip fire. She'll do water, forest, and shadow. Yeah, I don't know if Snarky is actively looking for any more items, because on her personal tracker, she marked go mode.
My guess is just looking for the BK.
Yeah. They still don't know where Longshot is, too. What mode is your brain in, Azure? What settings have you been playing lately? Ooh. That was actually pretty pog for Axe. I'm impressed. SGL. They have Stonebridge, right? There we go. There's the boss key. Central pillar.
I know. No, good with the center. Oh, that one works. That one works too.
Spirit bomb, yes.
Which I never knew you could just shoot him as a kid, so I always just ran away.
What? Hopefully she gets another spirit bomb.
Spirit.
I think she probably will, because his damage is pretty low. Yeah.
There you go.
He just spirit bombs when his damage is so low. Does she jump slash, maybe? That was an issue? Don't know. I always do a spin splash. Spin splash. Oh my god. Yeah, I'm definitely reaching the end of my limit. We're gonna call them spin splashes now.
So, for the person that wanted matchup, which I think it was Arashi, apparently we do know that the limit as time goes to infinity of Shiro's mental capacity is finite.
The limit exists, unfortunately.
The limit exists. Ooh, there you go. So,
sorry, Snarky doing the super slide method.
Yep, my preferred method. One thing, if you are learning this trick, to keep in mind, because it screwed me up when I first learned it, you have to let go of shield before you get to the end, since you need to turn around. If you're holding shield, that doesn't work properly. So make sure to let go of shield and just hold before you you can do it as you're getting to the edge, and then you'll be able to hold down and turn around and grab the ledge.
It is pretty cool that you get to see so many different ways of finishing these temples based on a player's preferred preference or skill level too. And if you really think about it, Sage only finished 20-something minutes ago. So that's pretty awesome. So I'm sure Axe will be very pleased as she's about to finish.
It's DDR seeds, because of the variable medallions, it can go, it can be, the differences between seeds can be quite extreme if you happen to just not find an important item. It can feel really bad, even though realistically you just missed one check or did something slightly different, and then the times will be very off. Ooh, and Axe is right about to finish too. Boom. And GG to Axe with an official time of 2:50.16, finishing in second place.
And Axe is going to join for an interview. She just has to let her puppy back in first. So she'll be right back.
I'll go present Pog. Can we bring the dog in for the interview too? Okay, thanks.
I'm okay for that. All right. So Snarky is not that far behind. Forest will be pretty quick. Shadow may be pretty quick. So we'll give it a little bit of time. Hopefully we can see out Snarky finishing as well. So Axe is back. And I'm going to bring her in. GG, bitch!
What's up?
What'd you think?
Hello.
These hints confused me. I can't lie. I think it took me about 2.5 hours into the seed when they started to make sense to me. I'm not gonna lie.
Mm-hmm.
Well, because I knew that the bomb bag I got was out of logic because I never saw Song of Storms. But I was like, what the hell is for King Dodongo? And then when I got the bomb bag in the Composer Grave, I was like, oh, okay, now they make a little bit more sense. So I think I need to play with the hints a little bit more before actually committing to playing a seed and being on restream, maybe.
Yeah, that's what we were kind of saying as well, because Sacred Forest Meadow had opponent and boomerang, and Snarky ended up following the boomerang trail, which ended up to be completely nothing. And that was something that Sage had mentioned as well, is like, we don't know which one is really the intended one, so we're at this point, by everyone's conclusion, is opponent to get to GTG for the only bow that anyone has found thus far.
Yeah, I like legit forgot what songs I got in Sacred Forest Meadow, so I was only thinking of the boomerang, but I was like, I don't want to go to Jabu. I hate Jabu. Although my boomerang was beautiful. I really liked the bloomerang. It was gorgeous.
It was so lovely.
Yeah, I was very happy with that. But I got the bow and I was like, oh, okay. I was going to be super mad if there was a bow on Bongo, though, because of how many chews I wasted trying to do that stupid strat. I was going to be really pissed off if I fucking found a bow on Bongo after all that. So, oh well.
That has happened before.
Yeah, I know. I always seem to do that. But I was like, I took that gamble in Forest. I was like, this is risky, because if I don't find the boss key before I'm bow locked, then I'm going to have to do the whole dungeon and kill all 4 of the pose. So that was a really huge gamble on my part. So.
Yes, and it paid off. And Susan was blessed. First try.
Yeah, I YOLO'd it. I don't know if Dotso was watching, but I was like, haha, YOLOing works, Dotso! So I don't know if he's watching right now. Probably like, god damn it, like, Axe and Shiro are the reason I drink.
Not wrong. Not wrong.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that one's like 2 frames, so that's basically like 45 minutes in OoT time, so
yeah.
it's fine.
Well, okay, but like usually what happens to that is that it takes me 45 minutes to get it. So I just keep resetting and resetting and resetting. I'm like, no, I'm going to get this, because if it's early boss key, I'm not going to want to do this whole dungeon. I'm very stubborn. When it would have just taken me less time to do the whole dungeon. So I will do that sometimes. But yeah, I felt like I played really crap in the middle of the seed, but then I got my alcohol and suddenly I was able to do glitches.
That's how this works. Yes.
Yeah. I went out in the middle of, I don't remember what cutscene it was, but I was like, I'm gonna get some wine, because I was pissed off and I was like, I need to detilt. So I went out and got some wine, and then like half my shit fell off my desk. Like I didn't balance it properly, and I was gonna be so mad if I had spilled an entire bottle of wine, but I did not. So I've been drinking fairly steadily since then, which is probably not healthy, but well, whatever. YOLO.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, literally have said that I'm going to drink my entire way through the tournament. So I'm with you there, but also please be over 21 or the legal age in your country, just like blanket statement.
Yes, and probably like eat something first so you're not like passing out or doing anything dumb. Don't drive, be smart about it. I'm not going anywhere. I have no plans. I may operate the oven, but probably after a nap, so it should be good by then. But yeah, this was just a weird seed, and I felt like it was so limited early. Like, I just didn't find anything. I was like, are there items anywhere? And so when I got that bomb bag in the well, I was like, oh, finally, shit, I can actually do stuff now. Like, I was getting really annoyed.
You and Snarky were literally doing the same thing for the first hour and 10 minutes up to the bomb bag, and then once you found your bomb bag, you're like, I'm settled, I'm going to DC, and you kept going on your way, and Snarky really followed those hints hard. Like, hard. So, we do know the water on the way of Volvagia was quite in contention for a while. I'm still convinced somewhere along the lines it wanted a bow. However, Strength 3, because you found all 3 of them, and the hovers in Light Trial is probably ultimately what that goal hint was aiming towards. That you both got in the first 25 minutes anyway.
I was thinking that it was Strength 1 for logical access to get to Volvagia because you needed Strength to get to the boss key. So I was just thinking, because the Iron Boots were, you got, you were able to get Bolero, you were able to get Bolero early because you had Saria's song. So the Irons were in Crater, and then the hookshot was on Dampe. So that was in logic to go get that Strength 3 from Compass Chest. So you were able to do that, and I was thinking that was just a strength upgrade that you needed to get past the block in Fire Temple just to get to Volvagia in the first place. So that was my thought process of that. I mean, yes, the Strength 3 was required, but I was pretty sure that was logically like your first strength.
It could have been either. There were... This was very interesting. Having 5 of these goal hints really kind of showcased what they're trying to point to.
Yeah. Was there any way of the heroes? Because I didn't find any.
No, there were no way of the heroes. I replaced all of our hints with goal hints. So it was 5 goal hints, 3 foolish, of which only 1 could be a dungeon. The normal always hints, including Skull Mask, and then the whatchamacallit? Sometimes hints. There we go.
Yeah.
Words.
I also was so pissed off at Deku Tree. I went in, I found nothing. It was a fucking stone, and then I get the hint, and I literally just sat there. I don't know if you guys saw my camera.
Oh yes, we saw.
Flipped off my camera. I was so irritated. I was like, why, dude? I was like, okay, the odds are in my favor. It's probably Medallion, and then it wasn't. And that just kind of set the tone for the whole fucking seat. So,
yeah, pretty much. Yeah,
like this is some bullshit.
It is the risk with early Deku play when you start with a stone.
Yeah, and I knew that going in too. I was like, but I still felt like the odds were good that I would either find an item or get a medallion, and then I got neither, and I was like, wow, awesome, fantastic, bro. So that was kind of fun. But yeah, I feel like I was pretty sloppy in the middle there, but then I things looked up like once I started getting lucky with like with the forest boss key. After that, like I kind of just was vibing at that point, and then it was like, okay, where the hell's the bow? And then I laughed at obviously Magic 2 and Shadow, because of course.
Yep.
Did we find titties by any chance?
Yes. And Big Stabby are both in Spirit.
Ah, okay. I was going to go there, and then I found the hammer, and I was like, never mind, we're going to fire. And that seemed to be...
Yeah, Vanilla Requiem was not going to probably push a lot of people there unless you didn't find hammer. Snarky does not have hammer, so that's why she went there.
Yeah, that makes sense. Because if I hadn't found that hammer, I would have done the exact same thing. Which,
yep.
I mean, I was thinking, like, there's 3 keys. There's a very good chance I'll be able to finish the dungeon. So, at least... And you don't need bow for that, so I was like, but maybe I'll find one. But I guess there wasn't one there. Maybe it was like on horseback archery or something stupid like that.
Yeah, they have to be bow locked at this point because we haven't found anything else. Or we'll check the spoiler log at the end. There's gonna be a spoiler log. We're so excited.
Ooh, yay! That's good.
We haven't seen one in forever for these races.
I know. That's why when I do races now, I just like make somebody lock them for me. I'm like, I want to see it later. Although, like, sometimes I'll just roll a race and we'll be like, you guys aren't going to check it, right? All right, cool. So, but for these ones, like these weeklies, we want to try to do that and be a little bit more. And I did look up a strat for that bomb chew thing, but then I didn't do the setup and I just YOLO'd it and then I messed it up and I was like, well, okay. Sometimes YOLOing is not good.
Yeah, Dotso, don't listen to that part. Only listen to the part previously where she got the Poe cutscene first try. Okay, thanks.
I'm surprised he didn't come into my chat and yell at me, honestly. I was waiting for it. I was like, I thought maybe he was lurking when I said that, because I literally called him out. I was like, see, Dotso, YOLOing is fine. I thought he was going to come into my chat and be like, bitch, shut up.
Considering it took him 2 hours to stop typing in the ZSR chat, I think he's tired of Dobby and I, and mostly Dobby and Azur's puns. So that's kind of how we've progressed.
Nice. Oh, God. But yeah, I was actually surprised. I thought for sure Snarky was going to blow me out of the water, because she does know a lot more things than I do. But it goes to show that Rando is often very luck-based, and also just, it's Rando. I mean, shit. That's all I can really say about it, is it's Rando.
Rando.
Yeah, she has been going for a lot of swag strats. You both got your go mode bow at the exact same time again, even though you went a completely different path after that point. But even though she had mirror shield, she had all the keys in the world, she still did statue climb and had a clip for spirit instead of melting the face. Right now, even though she has Din, she's doing fire air entry, although she's having a little bit of difficulty. I think this is the 6th try or so.
Oof.
But, I mean, she's always been a proponent of fire air entry, so, I mean, this is not surprising. And it's just a weekly, so, I mean, we were saying earlier, this is an opportunity, even when you had Hammer, to get into the bottom of fire. You still did the, the jump splash. Yeah, you did the clip in Forest, too. I mean, you have all these ways to do it, but these are opportunities to practice. So, I mean, why not?
I don't think I actually had Strength in Forest at that point, but I can't remember if I did or not. I
think you had Strength 2.
Maybe. I don't remember. It was I got Strength 2 on the Floor Master. That's what it was. I was like, interesting.
Yeah, because you had the bracelet from Goron City.
Okay, yeah. I was thinking of going to Forest without it, because I was like, I don't really need the Strength for Forest.
Right.
But I was just, it worked out that way for me. But yeah, these are really great for practicing, and that's what ultimately I'm trying to do, is just like learn more strats and get better at the strats that I do know. And I don't know, I'm gonna shamelessly plug, but if any of you in chat are interested in No Logic, I'm doing a No Logic tourney actually, and you can find the information in the Ocarina of Time Rando Discord in the Other Racing Formats channel. It is pinned there, and we're going to be doing that for the month of November, because we're celebrating No Logic November. Screw no nut November, screw no pants November, it's No Logic November. And so if you want to do No Logic, the settings are 3 dungeon rewards to get to Ganon's Castle, 6 dungeon rewards for Boss Key. So they're generally beatable, but of course you have to worry about like where the keys are and other stuff. So if you are interested in playing, feel free to sign up. We are welcoming people of all skill levels, and I am very excited because this is the first No Logic tournament we've ever held. We've been talking about one for a while, and I was like, you know what, screw it. I'm just gonna do one. Let's go. So I don't know if we'll have restreams for that, but if anybody's interested, we could probably use some commentary and some tracking too. But I'm sure that Shiro can handle that, because she's a mod and I'm not.
I will bring it up, but also, Dobby, you can't plug it. You're not a Twitch
Apparently it's mod only.
It is mod only. But it does use the No I Am Wrong Warp rule set. It does not use DDR. However, if you're already using DDR, you are pretty much gonna be okay for No Logic. It's not as intimidating as it may sound, especially with only 6 dungeon rewards, because it takes out a lot of the major item requirements. So if you don't find a hammer, if you don't find a meringue, if you don't find a mirror shield, you'll probably be fine. So you don't have to worry about it.
And there is a clause. There is a clause in there for unbeatable seeds, but I really think that's going to be rare. I just needed to put that just in case. So I did think of that like contingency plan just in case.
Yeah, it is going to be extremely unlikely though.
Yeah. One thing to note though, just obviously the name kind of implies that, but just to highlight the difference. For DDR, it's glitchless logic, so none of the glitches are required. For no logic, they may be required. So just keep that in mind. You may be required to do things like bomb hovering and whatnot, just because the logic just puts everything wherever it wants.
Pretty much, yeah. Boss keys on the bosses is a popular one. And I think I've played like 2 or 3 no logic seeds at this point where the Big Goron item was on Big Goron. Like, Big Goron crafts the claim check. I'm like, cool. Like, well, I guess I don't have to do Big Goron.
That's amazing. I love it.
Yeah, it's great. I think I have a clip of it somewhere, but I don't feel like looking for it right now. So, anyway, I think I'm going to jump out. And guys, thank you for having me on Restream. It was like I said, an experience, and it was learning the hints as we go, which is probably not the way you're supposed to do it. But again, YOLO. So,
yeah, YOLO always wins. You will never have to change my mind about that.
And GG again. Well played. It was good.
Thank you.
Yes.
So, all right. I will see you guys later. Enjoy the remainder of the Restream chat.
Thanks, Axe.
Thanks.
All right. Bye.
Bye. All right. And also, GG Snarky for getting Fire Air entry. So, showing off all these swag strats. So she still has to complete Shadow and Forest. Although she is in go mode. I've reached my limit. So I don't know if you want to take over, Dobby. I think we're going to raid Snarky, and cheer her on as she finishes. I unfortunately can't stay for too much longer. 1, because of voice, and 2, because the next restream is at 3 p.m. So we'll give her some love and thanks for being on Restream and showing off some cool things.
We will take this opportunity, though, as during the interview with Axe, we did pass 3 hours, so happy 3 hour, everyone. We'll take the opportunity to shout out, once again, our runners, Snarky and Axe, as well as our wonderful and amazing trackers, Tamaltech and Quagsire. I remembered it before he even showed up, as well as my co-com / restreamer, Shiro. So, huge shout out to everyone on the Restream team. Also, this has been the DDR Restream. If you are interested in trying out the DDR rule set, which we have here, then we'll have the link for you. You can also check out the Discord in the DDR section. And the DDR race planning will be a section where people will see if people want to do races. I know Egg's been trying to do them Tuesday evenings and Thursday evenings. You can also grab the DDR role from the, what is it? Bot?
Chat
bot commands? Chat bot? There's a bot. One of the bot channels is a bot that allows you to get the DDR role. And check that out and join whatever races when people ping.
Yes. So thank you everyone for volunteering today. We will go raid Snarky. Since she is in go mode, I mean, it's not like she doesn't know where things are. I would not tell her where the hammer is yet, though, just in case, because she still has a choice between forest and fire. But definitely cheer her on. She did a really great job with showing off some things. And if you're wanting to learn, as Dobby said, definitely join the Discord, give us a holler. We are more than happy to help newcomers. And with that, we'll raid and hope everyone enjoys the rest of their day, evening, morning, whatever time zone you are on. Thanks for hanging out with us today, guys. Bye-bye.